All right, is it all? Are we good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can
Everything?
hear you. Yo, what's good?
Not much. I was like, all right. I said, let me try to be as on time as I can. If this is technically our like
Yeah,
season finale.
as our season finale, last stream of the year, and we're back at it
Yeah,
next year.
we'll be back, people. Like, I don't want anybody when I say season finale for the people that really fuck with us to be like, what?
That's
Like that's
it. You
so
guys
good.
just getting
Yeah, that's
started. Like you're right. We just getting started. We ain't going nowhere.
exactly.
We ain't going
Oh,
nowhere.
little disclaimer, man. If I sound like really weird, I bit the shit out of my tongue. Like when I tell you I was doing this commentary for "It's a Wonderful Knife," and that shit was such a struggle to pronounce certain shit, man. The shit hurts.
Yeah, I just saw that you posted that. My Spotify alert went off. I was like, oh, you actually watched this shit? So I work
Uh,
tomorrow, so I'm gonna fucking peep that shit tomorrow.
uh, Gamer Harold, what's good, man? The Gamer Harold is our like literally our loyal day one. He's here every fucking stream.
Yeah,
Probably like
well,
the first person to pop up every single time, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
yeah. Once we get the
Um,
merch, gamer, we're gonna send you something.
yeah, we could get some merch popping next year. I think that'd be decent. Look, um, it's a wonderful knife. I would just wait to hear your take on it because, like, automatically when when I was doing the intro, I started stacking it up against things like the two Happy Death Day movies, Freaky. What's the other one that
Oh,
just came
killer.
out? Totally Killer. Yeah, exactly. I was comparing it to that, and I was like, I want it to be better than Totally Killer, but that's a low bar for me. I did not like that movie at all. But
Oh,
is it? It
yeah,
was like,
that was fun.
mm,
I thought it was fun.
I mean, is it better than Totally Killer? Yeah, but is it anything super epic or memorable? No, I don't think so. The Final Girl is good though, and Catherine Isabel's in it. Catherine Isabel's good in there.
Oh,
Justin Long. Justin Long is a character in this one, man. They gave this motherfucker like fake teeth, contacts. He's like the mayor of this town, and he is that character for sure. Said, what did he say? Said, what's your favorite movie of the year? Is what he said. It's a good question.
got any leading candidates?
What is
Got
it?
any candidates? I got a
Oh,
couple.
for like the movies this year, I don't know, man. Like it's not that the movies have been terrible, but I don't. There hasn't really been a movie that I've seen that I didn't watch just for spectacle for the most part. Like, didn't like Fast 10 and Transformers and The Flash and all of that shit came out this year. The Marvels, they started streaming that. I started to watch it.
Told you.
Already had, already had the post-credit sequence spoiled for me, so that wasn't a surprise. I do want to see that post-credit sequence. I do want to see where they take that shit, though. You can't tease that and not deliver within years to come.
It probably won't be paid off till about Fantastic Four.
That's rough because Fantastic Four, they won't even reveal the cast for that. I feel like they're scared to reveal the cast. I mean, nobody's
No, the
going to
cast has
care
been
that they
revealed. They have been revealed.
like officially.
Yeah, it's Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Margot Robbie as Invisible Woman.
Really?
Fuck. And then
Wow. I like the Margot Robbie casting. I like it. I like it. Who they get, like fucking Zac Efron to play Johnny Storm or something like that? Because I would buy that shit for sure. I don't know why, but I would. He seems like he fits the bill for that role.
not Zachary Levi.
Who? Oh,
Zachary Levi.
Shazam?
Yeah.
Hell no. I would not. Listen, I don't even really like Shazam all like that. I like him as a superhero that's trying to learn his powers, but him as Johnny Storm, nah, bruh. No. But Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, that is weird, man. I don't know. I don't know about that. That's different.
Let's see.
Said Spider-Verse, Mario Brothers movie. Oh yeah, you know what? I can say Super Mario Brothers was definitely one of my favorites of the entire year. That was like a 10 out of 10. So yeah, I agree. That's on the list. I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse yet. I think I saw the first one. I didn't get to watch the second one. I had a fucking cameo spoiled for the second one too. When there's a certain somebody that pops up. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody out there. And they actually got the actor to. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to give little hints because there's a lot of people that haven't seen it. But it was a nice cameo, nonetheless.
Okay, so far, Pedro Pascal, it's Vanessa Kirby. It's Vanessa Kirby, the British chick from the Mission Impossible movie,
and from Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs is Shaw's sister, and Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, the kid that had the Metallica solo in Stranger Things.
I don't watch that shit.
I think they
no offense to people out there that
playing the Thing.
Joseph Quinn. This Joseph Quinn dude, he looks like they tried to make Macaulay Culkin, and they kind of tried to, I don't know. I can't get a handle on this dude. He's playing Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Overlord. I don't know who the hell he was in Overlord, but he was in it, and he's going to be in the new Quiet Place movie. So yeah, if you were expendable, if you got a number next to your shit in the on the casting sheet, then you're fucking dead. You are pretty much.
You gone the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just watching The Predator before we jumped on here, and I was like, these soldiers, all of them are going to die. Not the main crew, but the soldiers that were working with Sterling K. Brown. I'm like, these motherfuckers are all expendable, man.
Talk about a waste of the cast. Jesus Christ.
You didn't like The Predator?
No, I did not like The Predator.
I love that shit, man. I
think Predator is a better movie than that shit.
It had potential. See, the way you feel about The Predator is how I feel about Predators, because these motherfuckers had Danny Trejo, that actor playing the Yakuza guy, Lawrence Fishburne, Mahershala Ali before he was Mahershala Ali, and he's the first one to get killed off. No, Danny Trejo was the first one to get killed off. Topher Grace was out of place, but he was a funny character. But I'm like, yo, you got all of these, and then Lawrence Fishburne, somebody online said we need a prequel for his character getting on that planet and how long he survived on that planet. And I was like, that'd be kind of decent if you cast him as a younger person, because I don't think Lawrence Fishburne.
Who would play a younger version of him? Who would you cast?
I don't know. Damn, a young Lawrence Fishburne. I can't say Trevante Rhodes. He was already in a Predator movie. I don't know. I do not know, man.
He Stanfield for me.
We could get Jesse T. Usher. Everybody loved Jesse T. Usher.
Oh,
because I know I don't
watch paint dry. I'm good.
I don't.
I'm so glad that fucking Axel Beverly Hills Cop series is not going forward with him as Axel's kid. So.
Oh, they were going to do that?
Yeah, they were going to do that. There was actually going to be a series. He was actually going to play the captain. I forgot his name. The original captain, since he passed away. Axel was going to be the captain of the precinct, and his son is going to be the next generation of Axel.
No, that was somebody getting happy feet. It worked in Shaft. He Shaft something. Fuck that. No, I don't. Nah. No. That new Beverly Hills Cop, I think it's going to work. I don't know why, but I think it's going to work.
I think so too.
They could have.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
The trailer was decent, man. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, and I love it because they could have. It could have been like, okay, it's 2023. You know, it's the fourth movie. Let's get with the trend and do all this over the top action type of shit. But no, it still looks like I went back and watched the first Beverly Hills Cop, some of the second one, and some of the third one. I was like, it still feels grounded in this Beverly Hills Cop universe that they've got. Like the action looks like it fits. They don't have Axel, you know, doing live free or die hard shit. At least we didn't see it. You know, they might be saving that shit for the end of the movie. Like Axel jumps off of a fucking jet or something like that. I don't know. And
I'd be down for that.
The cast is fire for that movie. They brought everybody back, but then you get Kevin Bacon and Joseph Gordon-Levitt in there. I was like, oh yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, J.G. Elston, bitch? What? Yep. With long hair and a goatee? Okay. Let's go.
All fucking for it, yo. And then I was looking at Eddie Murphy. I was looking at his resume, and I'm like, is he going to start jumping back into these sequels to his original properties or what? Because I was like, he could do one more for the road. Like, he's not going to do another 48 hours. Well, Nick Nolte ain't going to do another 48 hours. Nick Nolte is not.
No, it'd be like a real 48 hours, like them all up on crystal meth driving across country.
Listen, Nick Nolte's not going to do it. Have you seen his recent interviews?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know he was even doing interviews.
Nick Nolte, because I think he was doing it. It was like an old podcast, but he was talking about Cape Fear. So I was like, all right, bet. So I watched it, but he's like, his voice, like you really got to listen in to see what he's saying because his voice is so like different now. Man, he put on some pounds. So I don't think Nick Nolte, I feel like he would probably do a cameo, but then there would be no point in making a fucking sequel to it. They already did.
I mean, the whole thing was because of them two. You know, that's why it worked, is because of those two. I don't know. Boomerang? I don't think he could do Boomerang. That was a time.
No. They already did a TV show on BET. It's fucking terrible. No.
Did they really? They did a TV show?
Oh, man. They had, it was no bullshit. I think it was Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry's son. Was it their son? And Jacqueline, Robin Givens' character's daughter or something like that. It was basically the younger generation. I said, oh, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. This is just, it's terrible. Plus, I haven't trusted BET for years. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I hate to talk about it.
They got rid of Uncut, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good.
It's BET Uncut, man. So many damn near sleepless nights, like waiting for BET Uncut and then let the process once it was over.
Yeah. It was the first
time tip drill,
I ever saw a Benzino video.
And it's a shame. It's a shame when BET Uncut brought you to a Benzino video and nothing else. That's how you could tell what type of appeal he had as a rapper. It's bad. Well, we can cross Benzino off our list of people to interview. That's another one.
I wouldn't want to interview that motherfucker anyway. That motherfucker just lies through his teeth in every interview.
He's just going to talk about his daughter.
Time. You ask him the same question, the story changes every time. It's like the game. Like, come on, dudes.
He's just going to talk about his daughter. You know, he's going to talk about her success and how Busta Rhymes didn't call him first to put her in the video. And it's like just stop. Just stop.
Stop hating. Dude.
You're not going to live vicariously through your child. Yeah, she's a bigger star than you, and it happened overnight. That's the crazy thing about it.
And she has the. You know what's funny too? That she actually had the potential. She actually had the potential with Eminem.
That'll be the end of their. Like I feel like that'll be the end of their relationship.
That would be crazy. You know how crazy that would be? That would be fucking insane.
She gonna have to. Like, I'm not saying she's terrible, but you can't jump on a track with Eminem and half-ass it. Like, she's really gonna have to, like, show up on that shit.
Yeah, like Young M.A. Like Young M.A. Like, she showed up on that one track on Music to Murder By. I forgot what it was, like track 4 or something like that. She damn nearly had a flawless verse.
I did not hear it. I'm not really a Young M.A., how can I say this without us getting canceled before we get a chance to? Oh man, Young M.A., it's like when she came out, it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I forgot what that song was called, that summertime anthem, summertime something. That song was okay, but one freestyle, she's like, "Shorty make me weak when she deep throat," and it's like you can feel that with a strap on. Like I never knew that was a thing. Then the second she was freestyling off of one of those Jay-Z, I want to say one of those blueprint one of those blueprint instrumentals, and she's saying such and such, I'm a queen, and it's like you got to pick a side, shorty. Like you can't be a butch on the verge of wanting to be a male one second and then call yourself a queen the next second. You have to pick a side and stay there. You're going to piss some people off.
Her manager is like, hey, man, you need to lean into the femininity a little bit more so, we can expand you to a broader audience. You know what I mean?
I don't know. And then there were rumors at one point in time. It was like she was hiding out because she got pregnant. And it's like it was just rumors. But I'm like, all right, yo, pick one. Just pick one. It's people out here that don't know what they want to be. And they struggle with it every day. Like, don't make a mockery of it in your music every 5 seconds. Nothing against the chick, man. I'm just like, I'm not buying that whole persona, man. I just can't. Like,
I mean,
I don't think
I don't follow her like that, but I just heard that one verse. I was like, oh, okay, that's dope. And then I heard another song with Jack Harlow and Cordell. I think it was Cordell or Corday.
Corday.
Yeah, and they did the remix to Killer.
Corday is not terrible. Corday's not terrible. Neither is Jack Harlow. I never knew Jack Harlow was actually kind of decent. I never knew he's a song maker. He makes songs.
Yeah, I think that new song that he has right there really displays some of his talent, and I think on the song that he did with M really shows that the dude could rap. Like he could really fucking go bar for bar with some.
Jack Harlow had a song with M too.
Yeah, it's called Killer Remix with Corday. He's the opening verse.
Not like Psychopath Killer Remix. Like is it that? Because Psychopath Killer was a Slaughterhouse. I think Slaughterhouse rapped and then Eminem rapped.
It's a remix to an M track from Music to Be Murdered By.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm a killer.
I gotta finish listening to that album in general. That and I think Kamikaze. That and Kamikaze. I never got a chance to make it all the way through. Wasn't that one album, Kamikaze, where that plane is on the front of it?
Yeah, it was the Beastie Boys tribute. I think Rick Rubin did a majority of the production on that one.
Rick Rubin's a monster, yo. Rick Rubin's a producer. I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about him like they should. That dude's a beast.
No, they don't. They don't talk about him like they should, for sure. They really don't. Like, he came up with Run Sound. You know what I mean? Run DMC, like, he came up with that sound. Beastie Boys, he came up with that sound. He was the Def Jam sound from the late 80s to the early 90s. That was his sound.
Whatever happened to the Beastie Boys, though? Like, did they break up and just stop making music?
No, they
just...
So, after they left Def Jam, they did independence. They dropped a few albums. They had a comeback with Intergalactic in 1999, and
I remember that. That was my introduction to them.
Really?
Intergalactic. Because my cousin had it on. My cousin had it on a cassette tape, and he would play it like he would flip it over and play it again. And I think it had the instrumental on one side of it, and he just kept playing that shit. It was like, yo, listen to this, and I was like, these boys can rap, and the beat's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Stupid beat. That beat is insane.
It is. And then they stayed quiet relatively through the 2000s. They had a couple unreleased tracks with they had an unreleased track with Nas that was a leftover from one of their 90s projects called Too Many Rappers. And I was like, oh, that's fire. That's fire.
Too Many Rappers. Yo, oh yeah, before
documentary
I forget,
on
man,
Apple.
documentary. Yo, listen. Before I forget, matter of fact, I think you already know this because you had commented when I posted it. I did watch Bone Tomahawk. I did watch Bone Tomahawk. That movie might be. I'm not really into westerns, but it might be one of the best ones I've seen. No bullshit. That movie is like like I said. I watched it and I fell asleep. Then when I woke up, they were like literally minutes before they got attacked and shit like that. And I like once the shit hit the fan, it did not let up. And I was like, okay, this is it's kind of cowboys and Indians if it was introduced to The Hills Have Eyes. And I like the violence in this shit, bro. I'm telling you, it was crazy. I had already seen that one part where they cut that guy in half, yeah. But all the rest of the shit, I didn't know it was so realistic. Like that shit hits hard. Any bit of violence hits hard in that shit.
Yeah, it does. That is quite an effective horror movie.
And it's worth it. Like everything that leads up to it, as slow as it is, it's worth it because when that shit, it's no real breathing room at that point. I'm not gonna lie. I thought. Listen, spoiler alert, people. If you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, I thought Kurt Russell was going to be that guy, you know, to lead everybody off into the sunset. But he turned himself into like the sacrificial lamb. But I thought it was a wrap for him when they they shot him close range and they stuck the flask inside. Didn't they stick the flask inside of his body or some shit like that? They were fucking him up. I don't remember if they cut his hand off or his finger or something, but something happened to his arm before before he, yeah, and like they were putting Kurt Russell through the fucking ringer, man. That movie, it's crazy. I don't even think they should make a part 2. I think they should just leave it as is because he killed all of them. I think he killed all of them. You didn't see it, but you heard the gunshots go off, and it was just enough gunshots for how many of them were left in that fucking cave. But you mean to tell me like Patrick Wilson was the it guy to make it out of there? I don't really look at Patrick Wilson as that guy, but he is now.
Yeah, how he got out of it though. You're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was a badass. I felt bad for Matthew Fox too, man.
Matthew Fox was him, dude. Matthew Fox was that dude, bro.
I like Matthew Fox in everything I've seen him in. Like I had no idea he was in Smoking Aces. He's the guy, the security guy, the guy that works in the security office. He's the head of security in Smoking Aces, and that dude, with the knives inside of his like his coat.
Yeah.
He stabs him with it, and he's talking to him, and he's like, he's like, close your eyes. I don't want my face to be the last thing you see because God might hold it against you. And I was like, fuck, God damn, that's cold as shit. But yeah, Matthew Fox was in that. He's in he was a badass in that Tyler Perry movie. I don't know if you've seen it. I know Tyler Perry is your favorite.
Oh my God,
Cross.
Yeah, Cross. Yes, he was the serial killer.
He was probably the best part of that movie. Hands fucking down.
Yeah, wait till you see Bra and Cell Block 99, dude. Wait till you see that fucking movie.
Okay, so you said that's Vince Vaughn in that movie and not Vincent. Yeah, because I was like, oh, that's Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know why I fucking saw his face on the poster at first. I don't know.
Because he looks like Kingpin, dude. That's why I looked at the poster like, yeah, I can totally see why you would think that.
That's why. So I gotta make a note of that shit because what's called Brawl on Cell Block
99.
Brawl on. Is it like some uber violent?
Oh yeah, dude.
Fucking
it is fucking insane, dude. Like the violence is over the top. It's like reminiscent of like of a 70s grindhouse movie. It is that crazy.
Of course I have it.
The fucking I've seen The Exorcist, Believer, and The Pope's Exorcist. And they're both trash.
Yo, listen. I think I did watch a review where you said like the first half of it wasn't bad.
Yeah, like the first 30 minutes
Yeah,
of that movie.
like the first 30 minutes of that
Actually
movie.
strong.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Until they actually get into the Exorcist shit, and I'm like, it's like, come on, man. They didn't even try. They didn't even try.
No, 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 they didn't. It's
It was a very
and it's funny too because I was reading up on this, and Ellen Bernstein, she even said that yeah, I didn't even want to do the movie, so I asked them to double my salary, and they did.
and she put it. She donated it. She donated it to some type of charitable event or some shit like that, like a scholarship fund or something. I don't know.
A whole lot of money. PBS a whole lot of money.
Yeah, and good for her, man. Because okay, y'all want me. I don't want to do this shit, so pay me extra, and I'll come back.
Even Linda Blair was
but if
like,
they paid her, I wonder how much they had to pay. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole movie, I was like, okay, this isn't good, but they could have easily threw Linda Blair in there, and they decided not to. But then when they showed Ellen Bernstein in what was she in, like the hospital room, and her eyes were healing up, I was like, okay, here we go. They got to put Linda Blair at the end, and they did, and it was kind of like it was good to see, but the movie just was. I don't know if David Gordon Green just got comfortable being that guy who can take an existing property and do these direct sequels to it, but that movie is not strong at all. That's one of the reasons why before the movie even came out, he was like, yeah, well, I set it up to where it has a bunch of different avenues, so if somebody else wanted to direct the next two, they can. Yeah, because you knew this was a piece of shit. That's why. He knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, the whole exorcism just plays out like a coexist bumper sticker.
That shit, man. They didn't even do anything creative with the girls. Like you've got two girls that are possessed, and they just did less than the bare minimum.
Yeah,
like that shit was so by the numbers. There are like hole in the wall exorcism movies that take more risk with the shit that they do than that movie did, and I was just like, I'm glad I didn't have any expectations for it. I'm glad. I wanted it to be good, but I was like, I know this ain't. It's not even going to be better than part 3. It's better than the prequel, but that's a low bar.
Even saying anything?
Is that even saying anything? It's not saying shit, man. And no diss to Rennie Harlan. I'm still being optimistic about this new Strangers trilogy he's got, but Rennie Harlan directed the worst. Nah, Exorcist 2 is worse than the prequel, but that prequel is terrible, man. It's fucking CG hyenas. Who?
To be fair, he got fired midway through Rennie Harlan. So to be fair, that's why they remade his fucking movie.
Oh shit! Wait, so did Rennie Harlan do Dominion, and then they did like a theatrical cut when he got fired?
No, so Dominion was a remake to The Beginning. It was the exact same movie.
Okay. This fucking franchise, like, just leave it alone.
Frank says, what percentage of the audience do you think decided to go because Bernstein came back? I don't think a whole lot of. I don't even think, as the horror community, I would say 50. But as a general audience, I think they just went because it was a Halloween movie.
General audiences, a lot of these motherfuckers probably don't even know who Ellen Bernstein is, and a lot of them probably looked back and was like, oh, she was in the first one, so I guess it's worth checking out. But I don't think she put nearly as many asses in the seats, like as far as returning characters, as Jamie Lee Curtis did for Halloween. But I guess people were going to, I don't know, to see what David Gordon Green would do. I don't know. What he did was he put a fucking bullseye on his back, more than he already did with the Halloween trilogy he just did. So I want him to leave these existing properties alone.
Yeah.
At least something that won't get you, like, leave something alone that will get you fucked up out here by the horror community. like you could do a sequel to My Bloody Valentine or some shit, man. Like don't
even touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
It's already better than the remake, and it hadn't even been made yet.
Don't even touch.
It's already better.
Don't even joke about that. Hell no, man. I'll go to Green's house with some fucking with pickets and fire and shit like that. Like, nah, don't you do that shit. Don't you fuck with my Harry Warden. Do one to
It's
Madman. How about that? Madman. Let's do Madman. Let's go there. Madman
I've never seen
Mars.
it.
You never seen
That's like
Madman?
an 80 slasher movie where the guy's on the front, but it's just like his silhouette and his hair is all crazy, and he's got
Got the
like
big old
does he got
axe.
like an axe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always see the cover. That cover is fire though. Not even gonna hold you.
So you never heard of the Madman Mars theme song?
Uh, I don't think I have. I don't know. So
Well, you're in luck.
why shield so hard for? I think that's why they should start revisiting some King books that were made into mediocre movies. Absolutely. I've been saying this shit for about a year and a half now, strong. Like I've always felt like these Stephen King adaptations, man, they're pumping
Langoliers.
millions of dollars. The Langoliers definitely deserves. It's not my favorite, but I look back on that. What was it? A miniseries or some
Yeah,
shit?
the fucking the reboot ending that they had, that reboot animation, fucking time gobblers, whatever the fuck those were. What the fuck? Like, you know they took that shit from reboot because it was an ABC shit.
The Langoliers should get remade. I feel like Graveyard Shift should get remade. The Tommyknockers, I'm still waiting on. James Wan was supposed to direct the Tommyknockers remake, and I'm waiting for that because the Tommyknockers, the idea was always creepy, and you go back and watch that miniseries, the cast is loaded, but it does not age well at all. There's some bad acting. The special effects are terrible. The film quality looks cheap, but the cast is fire. So they should remake the Tommyknockers. I think they should take a shot at Sleepwalkers, but then you're gonna have you're gonna have cancel culture like, well, he's fucking his mother. We can't have this on screen. He's fucking his mom. Those are the people that have never seen the original Sleepwalkers, by the way.
I would honestly, Needful Things, even though Needful Things is the dope movie, I would like to, but I would like to see Needful Things as an anthology series though, not as a movie though, because I think that'd be
Needful,
fucking
that's
hard.
a good.
That'd be hard.
That's a. I didn't see it until like maybe 3-4 years ago, and I really watched it, and I was like, this shit is it could go for an upgrade, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty good story.
I think as like a TV show, there's a lot of things you could do there. I still want to see my pitch for the Dark Half with Tom Hardy and Logan Marshall Green in the Dark Half. I still want that fucking movie. I want that movie.
Got you said. People, if you don't understand those casting choices, like go online and look up. I thought Tom Hardy was Logan Marshall Green in
An Upgrade.
Oh, he was no. I already knew who he was at that time. I think it was either Prometheus he was in, or what the fuck is that movie called? Where he was Richard Gere's. He was Richard Gere's partner. They were cops. Brooklyn's Finest.
Oh,
he was Logan Marshall Green was in Brooklyn's Finest, and I was like, yo, that's the guy that played Bane in Dark Knight, but it wasn't all this time. But yo, that'd be. But who do you cast as the Dark Half? Like, who do you cast as the evil kind? Tom Hardy.
Logan Marshall Green has more of that everyday man. It has that more of that everyday man quality. And Tom Hardy, there's just something about him. You know what I mean? It's just like, ooh.
Yo, that would be so fucking crazy if they did that. And instead of just, Tom Hardy having to do the split personality thing, you just cast somebody that's his doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Welker said they're clones. They might be. He also said cancel culture these days. He said can't even fuck our mothers these days. Jesus Christ. Oh, you're talking about the sleepwalkers. He's talking about sleepwalkers, people. Yeah, you go back and watch Sleepwalkers, and I like the older I get, and the more I watch it, I'm like, this shit is dark, man.
That movie's so out of pocket. That movie's. You know what? I think for Valentine's Day, I think we should do like a watch along of that movie for February.
Sleepwalkers?
Yeah,
I'm with it. For it. That's gonna be a good one, man. Like that's one I won't even need any like beer or liquor to enjoy that shit because it just goes off the rails, man. I feel like from the moment Charles turns into that cat when they're in the they're doing the stone rubbings and shit. The movie doesn't really let up. Like all the wacky shit is fair game at that point. It's all fair game. And Alice Creed, she's just creepy as shit in general. I don't care what she's in, who she's playing. Alice Creed is creepy as hell.
She is. What would be another Maximum Overdrive? I think deserves an upgrade.
Yeah,
that'd be one.
It's got to be a period piece though. I feel like it would have to be like an 80s or 90s period piece because you got like Teslas and all these self-driving cars and all this shit now.
No, you make it today, and then it's all like Tesla and electronic cars trying to kill us.
Yeah. They'll put some social commentary in that shit and just do the most. What's another good one? They did kind of low key remake Maximum Overdrive, but they called it Trucks. They called that shit Trucks,
with the man. Dude on the poster and shit, we all like screaming.
Yeah, Brendan Fletcher's in there. It's a couple people in there. I remember that shit, and I was like, yeah, I don't want this. I'm all right. I'm
Frank
good.
Says, I want Maximum Overdrive gone global. Take it out of that gas station. Yeah, I agree. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that could work. That could hold up. Who else was in this? Amy Stewart, if anybody knows who she is.
The Running Man. Running Man.
I've never seen it.
You never seen the Running Man? You never seen the Running Man?
Never seen it. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah.
It's on my list of Arnold. Yeah, it's on my list of Arnold movies I've never seen. I just put The Running Man on there. I put was it Collateral Damage, the movie that was like under fire because it came out around 9/11. Yeah, and I put Maggie on there. I heard Maggie's like a really underrated zombie movie, but it's like Arnold doing dramatic acting. So I was like, that's probably. It sounds like it's worth a watch. They already remade it. Trying to think of one more Stephen King adaptation.
Don't touch Silver Bullet. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Silver Bullet. I feel like if they tried to remake Silver Bullet, they would fuck it up. Like even for
that's what I'm saying. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch that movie.
I want to remake
the Werewolf.
I still want to remake to Sometimes They Come Back. I still want it. I need an apology for that third movie that they did. The sequel is not good, but it's a guilty pleasure for me. But I need a remake to Sometimes They Come Back for sure.
I need a remake to The Mangler.
I've never seen a Mangler either.
That's Toby Hooper, Stephen King. You would think that'd be a winning combination, but it wasn't. That movie was just so fucking slow.
Robert Englund's in there, right? And he's got like a monocle.
Yeah, he plays like the pseudo bad guy in that movie, the factory owner.
Ted Levine is in here.
Mangler?
Yeah. Says Ted Levine. Whoever the fuck else is in here. Damn. Toby Hooper damn sure did do this. I don't know, man. Something about Toby Hooper's 90s movies. I'm sorry, man. Every horror director goes through a slump. And Toby Hooper definitely was, I don't know what was going on.
It's about a killer laundry machine. It's like, I think it's like a fucking press or something like that.
And they got the Mangler 2. They got the Mangler Reborn. This machine has got a hell of a manufacturer.
Maybe Christine?
Yeah, why not?
Maybe.
The first Christine is okay. It's all right.
The problem with that movie is that it doesn't feel like a John Carpenter movie. That's the problem with that movie.
Outside of the score is very like Halloween 3. Even they even drop hints of the fucking Christine score. It sounds like in Halloween Ends.
My friend was in Reborn. What do you mean by that?
Reborn?
Oh, really? That's pretty dope.
Is your friend Reggie Bannister? from Phantasm. Or is it Amy? Amy Brooks is in here. Jeff Burr was in here. Rest in peace, man.
Jeff Burr.
I didn't know Jeff Burr was. He was in the Mangler Reborn. Jeff Burr, man. People did not appreciate him, man. I was watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 like 2 nights ago. I bought like a 4-pack of beer and sat and watched Texas Chainsaw 3, and I was like, people did not appreciate Jeff Burr. He was a horror sequel guy. Like Texas Chainsaw 3, Pumpkinhead 2, Puppet Master 4 and 5. Like, say what you want about those movies, but he loved the fucking genre, yo. He loved this shit.
Night of the Scarecrow.
Ooh, it's not a Stephen King movie, but they should definitely remake 976 Evil also. I don't know.
The
Unpopular opinion.
That movie have been lost. We have been lost.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but it's like I just thought of like a really old production company that's just boarded the fuck up and condemned when you said that the rights are lost.
Which one? What company?
Which one? I don't know. I'm just thinking in general. Like you said that the rights are just lost to it. I pictured like a search party like digging through the wreckage. Like we gotta find these rights to 976 Evil.
It's like New World Pictures.
Poof. Oh man, that's isn't it like the Globe or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And there's like
the red globe.
I always think of Hellraiser 2 every time I see that logo. Every time I always think of Hellraiser 2. He said his friend Renee Dorian was
That's his friend.
Oh, I've seen all her stuff. I'm lying. I haven't. I'm looking at her shit on IMDb right now. Good old IMDb. Nah, I don't think I've seen her on screen before. She was in Goosebumps Night of the Living Dummy 2? Oh, she was the narrator. She was in the Funhouse Massacre. She's got a lot of TV credits to her name. If you see her, ask her why did she decide to do an episode of 90210 when they rebooted it. The reboot was fucking terrible. Nothing against her, but that reboot was awful. The fuck would you remake Beverly Hills 90210 for? It sucked. It was trash. Straight up garbage.
Yeah, I mean, she actually has more credits as a writer, it looks like.
Good for her. That's the way to go. Behind the scenes.
Because they have her as a writer. She was in Blackish.
With Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross. And and Tracy Ellis Ross is behind. It's a whole nother actress in itself. Believe it or not. I just burnt that bridge. We'll never get her on the show. Ever.
Oh my god, dude. You talk about me, bro.
Listen, Tracy Ellis Ross, it's all love though. I've been a fan of Tracy Ellis Ross since the Lyricist Lounge show. Like that's a show that I don't know why they took it off the air. That was one of the best shows on MTV in the 2000s, and it was a very short-lived couple of seasons they had. Yeah, it was like the hip hop version of In Living Color in some ways. Like you rap and sketch comedy, like that shit was fire.
Fucking Nick Cannon comes in and says, "This is my idea now." Tell me I'm wrong.
Wildin' Out is cool, but it's just too much at times, man. And it's like some of the improv comedy seems real scripted. I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of that shit doesn't seem like it's coming off the top when they do it. Like when they rap, when they make jokes, it seems like it's a scripted improv series. I know that doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's what it seems like, pretty much.
No,
and it's just too many motherfuckers on there. Like I can't keep track of all those fucking cast members. I don't know all them people.
Also, doesn't help that a majority of them are battle rappers.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little out of hand now. It's getting a little bit out of control. Is that girl still on there? Justina
Yeah,
Valentine.
yeah, she's on there. She's a regular.
She, she's okay. She's all right.
Maddie though, Maddie's a fucking savage. She's a
They should
savage.
put on in one of my tabs on YouTube. I've got there's like this Nightmare on Elm Street Q&A panel. They should put Tuesday night on Wild 'N Out.
Ain't no one gonna
She's
know
on
who the
this
fuck that is.
yeah, right. We're like the only two people in the world that know who Tuesday night is. And listen, no disrespect to Tuesday night. I just followed her on Instagram like last week, and I was going to DM her and be like, "Yo, I'd love to interview you and all of this," but I haven't seen anything she's been in other than Dream Master.
She
That's it.
hasn't been in anything other than Dream Master. She's mainly a musician. She's mainly a musician.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy because on this panel, she tells a story. This is another reason I want to give Rennie Harlan the benefit of the doubt. He's a showman, yo. He told her she could do a song for the soundtrack. So she said her and her writing partner did the song, and she didn't review it. She didn't like revise it with Rennie Harlan. So he was kind of pissed off. So at the premiere, she asked him, "Is the song in the movie?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's in the movie. Don't worry about it." And he put it as the opening song. I was like, "That's fire!" Like she didn't know that her song was going to be the opening song. So Rennie Harlan did that for her. I was like, "That's decent. It's a nice gesture." I don't know if we're going to get that lucky with this Strangers trilogy, but I'm holding I'm holding on to a glimmer of hope with this shit. I'm trying to.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I feel like The Strangers, much like The Exorcist, should not be a franchise. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that should be a franchise. I don't think that should be a franchise at all.
I might have to agree because while I like the sequel, you didn't really need it. If you wouldn't have made a sequel, the first one is still a fucking modern classic for me.
Yeah, it's a fucking
Still one of the
masterpiece.
scariest.
It's a
Yeah,
masterclass
still
in
one of the
horror.
scariest fucking. Yeah, it is. And it's shot so fucking well, man. Every little cat and mouse sequence that they got in the movie. Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler just get on my nerves at some point in that movie because it's like all because she didn't want to marry him. Cool. The movie should have been over at that point. Like, you think we gonna go vacation at this country home after you turn down my proposal? No, we're going back to the fucking city, and we're breaking up at that point. Movie over. But Scott Speedman had to be in his feelings.
Well, hey, to be fair, they pay for the weekend. So if I pay for the weekend out in the cabin in the woods, bro, I'm fucking.
Right,
I'm eating that shit up. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. If you pay for the weekend,
I'm just gonna go fishing. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna occupy my time. Like, we're beefing, we're mad at each other, but if we pay for the weekend, like, yeah, I'm gonna occupy my time in the space. But I'll probably just do some outdoor shit or just have my headphones in. Like, I'll be podcasting at the cabin the whole time, talking shit too. Like, I'll be doing all breakup movies, like commentary for breakup movies and shit. I'll be doing it loud too, so she can hear me like in the next room.
Oh,
have you
seen that? Have you seen that TikTok about that? With that one rapper and his roommate and his buddies. Hey, you want to hang out tonight? And his roommate's like, Nah, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna go to the room though and make some beats. All right. And then he goes in the room. He starts talking shit about his roommate, and his roommate comes knocking on the door. He's like, "Hey, you talking about me?" He's like, "Nah, man, I'm talking about someone else." It's all right. And the dude's wearing a blue shirt, right? And then he's like, keep your blue shirt having ass out my room, otherwise I'm gonna beat your ass. And then he comes back in the room and says, "Hey, bro, I'm wearing a blue shirt. The fuck you mean?" He's like, "No, I'm not talking about you." And then he comes back and it says, and then he says his name, and then he comes back in the room and starts beating his ass.
It's fucked up. Yeah, it'd be something like that. Like, I'd be throwing all types of subliminals and shit like that. I would definitely like be an asshole in that situation, yo. Crazy shit.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man. You pay for the weekend, bro. You might as well get all the use you can out of that cabin. Fuck it.
Did you see this? I don't know if it's true, Like it's just rumors, but they're saying that like Spyglass and like Paramount, they went back to Melissa Barrera and tried to get her back on board for the
Yeah,
series, and she said no.
yeah.
Allegedly said no. They wanted her to like do a retraction and apologize, and she said no. And if that's true, I'm all for her saying no. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No, fuck that. Like,
Because it's a post that always says let the disrespect or let the apology be as loud as the disrespect. And the way that they fired her, the way it was all plastered all over the place. Somebody else just recently got fired. We got to get to that in a second before we get to
God,
before we get to the bulk of the shit. Listen, yeah, I got some choice words for that, and I'm gonna let that be that. But the Melissa Barrera shit, I'm cool with. I want to see how well these producers and this director, how well just these people involved do under pressure. Because now, oh my God, y'all don't have y'all two beloved final girls that y'all were establishing for the sequels to come. Neve Campbell is probably going to say no. They don't have Patrick Dempsey. He's
asking for double, and she probably still say no.
And they not going to get Patrick Dempsey. Patrick Dempsey's like, bitch, I'm John Carver now. Y'all not. I got a whole nother franchise I'm about to take over. I'm not doing this Scream shit anymore.
I'm also in Ferrari, the race car driver, dude. So yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't need this Scream shit anymore. So I want to see how well they do under pressure. Like, what are we going to do now that our backs are against the wall? Somebody on Instagram was like, do you think that Chad and Mindy Meeks Martin could carry another Scream movie? And I was like, it could work, but the producers ain't about to do that.
Yeah.
They're not about to have the two black characters. Yeah, they survived the two previous movies, but they're not about to put them in the forefront, have them take over the series. It's not going to happen. As much wishful thinking as I want to do, it's not going to fucking happen. It's not realistic in a business standpoint. They're not going to headline Mason Gooding and Jasmine Savoy Brown in Scream set. It ain't gonna go like that. It's not gonna happen. I would like for it to happen, but it's not. Gail Weathers, she ain't coming back.
Well, I don't think. She said no.
She said no to.
Yeah.
God damn. Everybody's like, listen, y'all.
As far as that Spyglass, Miss Melissa Barrera, that was broken over Twitter by an unknown source, and they don't have a very there's no record of them like having any credibility. So I'm not putting any stock into that just yet. If she did say no, if they did do that and she said no, bravo. But I don't think they did. I don't think they came back to her. I think they tried to go back to Jenna before they went back to Melissa. They're like, come on, Jenna. Come on, Jenna. Like, you're the star. You're the star of the show. Come on. We don't need her.
Yeah, they probably did try to gas her up. But, if she did, they were saying she was standing in solidarity with her co-star. If she did, then good for her. Because you don't want to fuck up the bag like with a movie, but you want to keep integrity at the end of the day too, because it's like, if y'all are firing her over freedom of speech, then who the fuck knows what you'll do to me? And if Jenna Ortega did say no, cool, because she's the the hottest shit smoking right now anyway. She's about to have Beetlejuice 2. She's already on Wednesday season 2. She's got a whole nother movie trailer that just dropped. I just didn't watch it.
Yeah, I forgot, which is not getting favorable reviews.
She'll be fine. She'll be all right. She'll be fine. It would be nice for her to come back into the fold, but I want to see what they're going to do. What are your writers going to do at the end of the day? Like, what script are y'all going to come up with? And if they reboot Scream,
call your boy. Call your fucking boy. Call your boy, because I got the fucking movie that'll save that fucking franchise right now. Call your fucking boy right now.
Spyglass. You've got somebody. I vouch for him, so make it happen. Spyglass, Paramount, Kevin Williamson, who's Christopher Landon.
Chris Landon. This is
everybody.
This is what you do. This is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Are you going to tell the people what you would do, or are you going to say that?
What's your beat? Just a little bit. This is what I'm going to do. So this is what you do. You make it. The Scream movies are they're movies. They're the stab movies in actual real world. So you bring the Scream movies out into the real world, and you have someone being influenced, which also is influenced by the game's Ripper, and then you make it into like a whole it's like a new nightmare thing. That's what you do. That's what you do.
The Gainesville Ripper was that was who the series was based off, right? Well, the first Scream was based off of in Florida, the Gainesville Ripper. Yeah, yo, the new Nightmare, the Scream franchise, that'd be wild, because how meta can you get? Like, the series is already meta as fuck, but if you knew Nightmare, the Scream franchise, like, who?
But here's the thing, though. You don't have any of this. You don't have any of the cast. You don't have any of the cast. It's all from the point of view of the killer.
You're not putting any, like, no returning cast members in there?
Cast member, because what it is, it's like some guy being influenced by horror movies who becomes a killer and starts becoming a ripper. He becomes a serial murderer. He doesn't kill celebrities.
And then
he kills the people around his area, and then he's becoming notoriety, which is what they were trying to do with Scream 4, but you're just taking it from like this, you're just taking it from this kernel idea, and you're also worse because you're also commentating, does horror and violence influence killers, or was he already a killer to begin with? You know what I mean?
And then you take off the mask at the end, and the killer's really Emma Roberts whining because she's not as big as a star as she wants to be.
Right?
Like, it's a direct reflection of her character in Scream 4. God damn it, that was like one of the worst fucking reveals ever, man. I know people love Scream 4.
Or because Spyglass and MTV and Paramount all are now under the same banner, you reboot the Scream series and you fucking finish the story for season 3, baby. Yeah, let's go.
They're not. They already. Listen. I'm going to come out and say it personally.
Santa Claus, come on, man.
I don't hate Scream season 3. I don't, man. I know everybody else does,
because they didn't finish the story from the season 2. I'm saying, like, if you make that movie to finish the story from season 1 and 2, and finally it comes to an end. Boom, there you go.
I watched one episode of Scream season 1, and once I found out they canceled it after season 2, and they're in the middle of like character arcs and story arcs, I was like, I'm not continuing on with this shit. I can't. I'm sure it's decent, but I said I can't do this. I can't invest in these characters in the story if it just got canceled. That's the same reason I haven't watched Lovecraft Country. I don't want to watch it because
Lovecraft Country ends on a solid note. It doesn't end on a cliffhanger.
So they didn't really have to continue on.
Yeah. Frank says he hated Scream 4.
It's the weakest in the series for me, man. Scream 4, if it weren't for Charlie and Kirby, the movie would just be a dud overall. Like, I don't hate, it's kind of like with the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I don't hate any of the Scream movies. I just, I have weak links in the franchise. 4 is definitely the weakest of the bunch for me.
I think 3. 3 for me is the weakest.
That's cool. Everybody don't understand Scream 3 the way I understand Scream 3. Sorry, I know. Nobody likes it because Patrick Lussier did the editing on the script. That's probably why they don't like it. They were like, "That's that guy from My Bloody Valentine 3D." No, fuck that.
Good. He good. I mean, the script scene was pretty badass. That was like a really good sequence. That whole script scene with the fax machine, that was awesome. Like that's probably one of the best. That's probably one of the best sequences in the franchise, to tell you the truth.
And Ghostface went berserker, man. Like, he had a moment where Everybody was on the chopping block. He was going after Deion Richmond. He was going after Dewey. He was going after Gail. He just killed Angelina. He was going after Jennifer. He didn't know which way to turn. Like, who do I kill type of shit. I love that fucking sequence, man. And I'm mad. Of course, obviously, they killed the fucking black guy out of everybody that could have got killed in that sequence. He fucking threw Deion Richmond out a window. That's how you could tell he didn't even really want to be bothered with his bullshit. Like, he just tossed him out the window. Like, here. He didn't even give him like a commendable kill overall.
Let's see. Okay, so let's get on to your choice words about a recent firing that is all over the news and social media. I've been biting my tongue just because I just need more information. Again, I know a lot of people wanted to dump. I know it's the best. I know it's popular to dump on people when they're down and this and that, but context is key. You need more information. We got more information. People didn't like it. The floor is yours. What you got to say?
Marvel, you're fucked, is what I want to say. No, like in all seriousness, though.
They really are. They're fucked.
Yeah, man, they got to go back to the drawing board for the Avengers. They bombing with box office. Like I'm not saying that this is good to see, but this is why it's good to stay humble. It's good to stay humble. Marvel's about to go through what DC's been going through for years. Like that case of, I don't know what the fuck to do. We got to go back to the drawing board, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And it's not like, I didn't like Ant-Man Quantumania. Jonathan Majors was the best part of that movie for me, but the movie was weak. I think we both agreed that the ending was bullshit. It was a cop-out ending that they did, and they didn't take enough risks with the shit like they advertised. But this whole thing with Jonathan Majors, man, like, when I found out what was going on, I'm talking like I was there on the fucking scene, like they called me personally or something. But when I read it online, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, man, because I like, for one, I said there's no way in hell that this guy who they were comparing him to the next Denzel Washington, and I was like, logically, there's no way that this man would put his career and his life on the line, his legacy on the line for something so fucking stupid. Now, it's not uncommon. Like, don't get me wrong. Before we start getting into this, I don't want anybody to think that, I or we condone, abuse or anything like that. That shit does not fly on any level. But people deserve the benefit of the doubt. Innocent until proven guilty. Now, I think they found him guilty on 2 counts and not guilty on the other 2. And they said that there's like a sentencing on February 6th. In my loins, I still feel like it's bullshit. I feel like that there was so much evidence pointed towards this chick that they just are sweeping under the rug. Now, I don't know if it was true, but they said that she was being coached by police officers to say how he roughed her up and all this other shit. There's video footage of him running for his fucking life. Like, listen, y'all think Tom Hanks runs as Forrest Gump? Like, look at that fucking footage of Jonathan Majors hauling ass from this chick on the street, man. Like, he's trying to get away from her. I don't know what happened. They said that, they had like text messages saying that, she was like not telling the truth about what was going on, about him hitting her and all this other shit. And I'm like, it seemed like everything got swept under the rug when it came to her. But with him, he's on the chopping block. Marvel fired the shit out of him with no hesitation. And I don't know, bro. I feel like this is why, men, we have to choose our partners very wisely, man. Like, very, very wisely. These people can make or break your career. They can fuck your life up at the drop of a dime. Like, especially when you are trying to establish yourself as a brand and a household name. Like, who you pick as a partner means a lot. And this chick seems unstable. I don't know what it is, man. She seems like an emotional wreck. She seems like, I don't know if you ever seen The Crush with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. Do
you remember when they arrested Carrie Elwes and they've got Alicia Silverstone all covered up and she looks over at him while he's getting arrested and she smiles because she knows like, got your ass. Like, she smiles at him, and then I feel like she's gonna do some shit like that. I don't know, man. It just it doesn't feel right, man. And I feel like because he is a black man, and listen, people, listen. If you're triggered, like, don't be triggered. This is nothing racial at all, peoples, because you know it's going to be those one or two people out there that are going to watch our episode and they're going to be like, oh, what are you trying to say? I'm speaking real life. Like as a black man, we're in danger, and it is a different narrative that's set up for you when you are dating outside your race. So the odds are already stacked up against him as is, and shit just got worse for him. I don't know. Somebody said, will he bounce back? It's possible, but this motherfucker just got knocked down a couple levels. Like, we're talking like Inception shit. Like, you know how they were in like a dream within a dream within a dream. It's kind of hard to get back.
He's in purgatory now.
Yeah, man. And it's like, what's the sentencing going to be? Like, are you going to give him months? Are you going to give him probation? Are you going to give him years? Like, I'm scared for this dude, man. And it's not that, like, now, granted, if he did do all of this shit, then he deserves whatever comeuppance he gets. Like, no, don't get me wrong. On the flip side of that coin, if he did what he did, if he did abuse her, then he deserves everything he gets. It's just straight like that. But if not, she should be brought up on charges too. She should still be brought up on charges now. And all we hearing is shit that he's doing. Like, people are just sweeping a lot of shit under the rug, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like Megan Good for him though. He's got the baddest chick ever, so that's a plus. Shout out to Megan Good too. We would love to have you on the show. Love to have you on the show.
Moral of the story: people, stay away from white women.
See, he said it. He said that shit. I did not say that shit. That is. Listen, I'm gonna shut up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like. I didn't mean to like, you know, put a punchline on that. That's not my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I had it loaded in the chamber, and I was like,
it's too late. They're on us. They're on us. As if they already needed a reason to shut our shit down. They're like, oh, there it is. There it is. They about to treat us just like fucking Spyglass and Paramount did Melissa Barrera.
It's like, yo, man, we can't have Howard Stern and Joe Rogan 2.0 taking over now. Fuck that.
Listen, and those motherfuckers are still able to be on YouTube and make podcasts, so I don't even want to hear nothing.
Yeah, for real.
And it's like I can't even say that, because like in my teenage years, like I dated and messed around with white chicks. Like I've dated all types of different races of chicks. I'm just saying there's a certain narrative, so many different narratives when it is a black man dating a white woman. Like, that's just the way it's always been. You know, like I got friends that date white girls, and sometimes things get a little heated, and I tell my friends, my black friends, I'm like, listen, you might not win this one, so just gracefully bow out, back off, and try to get away from the situation. And especially white woman, black woman, whatever, especially if a chick is trying to get physical with you and put their hands on you, you got to get the fuck out of there, man. Like, it's not,
no,
don't matter who you
know what you do, you just take it. You just take it.
I mean, I've been there, yo. I've been there, like,
take photos and put them up on the cloud. So they ever come up, it's like, hey, well, look what she did to me. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, I wasn't. I think I was too taken aback to take photos. I didn't have bruises or anything, but when I broke up with this one ex, I had moved out of the apartment, and shit got a little physical. But there's a difference between like abuse and trying to restrain somebody that is trying to fuck you up. Like, in that case, it's like, yeah, let me restrain you, because if I let you go, you're gonna fuck me up. Like, I'm not about to let you do that. So yeah, you can restrain somebody, but just don't let it get out of hand, man. Especially if you're somebody like Johnathon Majors, you stand to you're risking everything. You know, just by being involved in some shit.
Risk everything, and now it's like he got nothing now.
Yeah, it's
and now he has a movie that's probably going to be shelved for another year, where he plays like a bodybuilder.
Yeah. They were talking about that, and I know that he got dropped from. I don't know if it was an endorsement or something
Yeah,
like that. It was like a
endorsement.
military
It was like
army endorsement commercial. Yeah.
it was like a
Yeah.
clothing line or something like that, like something like Dior or something like that.
It's about to be the fall of an empire, man. I hope he can bounce back from this if he is truly innocent. But all I keep thinking about in my head is the situation with Jason Mitchell when he got fired from the Shy. And Jason Mitchell, is not that he's not still working, but he hasn't gotten anything that's as big as the Shy or he was in Kong Skull Island, straight out of Compton. Yeah, he was fucking great in that, but he hasn't been getting like the roles he deserves ever since that shit happened. I'm not saying he's completely blackballed, but it's a bad look, man. It's a bad look. We got to do better. We got to do better,
As
man.
men, we got
We have
do
to,
better.
man.
You know what I mean? As men, we got to do better. I think.
Got to.
You know, so
Especially if you're trying to be, if you're trying to break in that industry, or if you are in that industry and you're on the fucking up and up, man. We have to do better in these types of situations, man. It's just I don't mean to turn this shit into like fucking, Phil Donahue or Montel or some shit like that, but it's like it was, that shit was burning me up, man. And I was like, I'm not even gonna. I haven't been posting anything about it on purpose, because everybody, as soon as it happened, they were like, "Oh, Jonathan Majors did it. Oh, she didn't do nothing." Like, and everybody jumped on everybody's ass about it. They jumped on his ass about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay quiet.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not gonna do
It's
any
like,
episodes
man,
about it.
It's like, man, yeah, it's hard, man, to like put your opinion out there, because then you have like 3 to 4, 6 other people shitting on your opinion. Not even on your opinion, but on your character as well. It has nothing to do with your opinion. You know what I mean? Like, they'd rather shit on you personally than on your opinion. So that's crazy. Like, man, it's an opinion. We can debate, but you don't have to make it personal. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers just want to make it personal.
Yeah.
I've seen some
There's gonna be that
TikToks,
one.
man, that got ugly, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I'm just over here sipping the tea, like, yeah, give me more. Give me more.
Yeah, man, it's a touchy subject, so that's why I was like, it was a lot of people, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody. Like, I'm genuinely not, but I pride myself on not being a fucking shock jock. Like, I could have easily did an episode like Jonathan Majors found guilty. Nah, I don't want to do all that. It does not fit the narrative of what I'm doing, and I'm just choosing not to. I didn't do any speculations or what I think really went down type of episodes. I'm not doing all that. But now that they reached a verdict, which I'm just looking at it like, oh my God, man, it's like, what the fuck? The fuck do we do now? They got it. I don't know what they're, the one question I did ask people online when I first talked about it, I said, it's a question we all want to know. It's like, who would we get to play Kang now?
Damson Idris. Damson Idris.
Damson Idris?
Franklin Saint.
Franklin Saint?
Apparently, it was rumored that he was on a short list when the scandal broke with Marvel. And they were actually looking at him to actually replace Jonathan Majors. And I'd be like, yo, I can see that. I can see that.
I'm looking on IMDb now, and I'm like, yes, he could be a younger variant, but yeah, that dude has the chops, man. I like Damson. Idris. Damn, him in a fucking Marvel movie, that would change his life. Him in a Marvel movie,
yeah,
that'd be
the next movie he's gonna be in. Next time we see him, he's gonna be a race car driver in a movie that's coming out next year, like a Formula.
Yeah, I see this.
Formula One.
Untitled Formula One racing movie.
And he's already.
And he did voice acting.
You see him like now, like that motherfucker's like, oh shit, you don't even recognize him.
Have you seen Swarm? He was in this TV show called Swarm. I don't know if you've seen it.
On MGM? With Harold, oh my God, Harold Pin, is it that one? No.
No.
That's from.
That's from. Swarm is on Prime, but it's got the chick Dominique Fishback in there, and Damson Idris is in it, but he is a fucking asshole. Like Franklin Saint was an asshole. Like, and sometimes you understood, but his character in Swarm is the fucking worst. The absolute worst.
Is it?
He's been in a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, Swarm is very weird, man.
Is it
It
an
is
anthology?
very weird. No, it's they follow this girl. It is it's it's a play on like toxic psychotic fandom. Like this girl is obsessed with the Beyonce type of artist of their whole of this universe that they made. And she's just obsessed to the point where she's fucking psychotic. She would kill for this girl, for this artist,
Okay.
this superstar. And it's
Okay.
it's weird, bruh.
It just sounds like it's
It's
right.
weird, bruh. Yeah, I watched it. I watched one episode after I caved in. My sister was telling me to watch it, and I watched one episode, and I was like, yeah, I need to binge the rest of this. I think I got up to like episode 5.
These are all like a half hour.
Yeah, so it flies. It flies pretty good.
This is on the watch list for this weekend. Christmas viewing. This is gonna be Christmas viewing for me. Speaking of Christmas viewings, we have
That was a great fucking segue right there.
Right? Trying to
That
figure
was
out
a
how to work that
great
one in.
segue right there.
So our last episode of the year, we're gonna do our 5 Christmas movies that we think you should check out this holiday season. Romero and I, we both got 5 different Christmas movies, and all 5 of them are Die Hard 5 times in a row. I'm pretty sure Die Hard is going to be on one of our lists.
I was going to say all 5 of mine are the first 5 Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. So that's my list is already done, man.
That's it right there.
God damn, man! I
need to see that one.
You haven't seen part 5?
I need to see that one.
Oh man, 5 is awful, but it's hilarious, yo. Mickey Rooney plays Santa Claus in that shit, and he's got a son named Pino. Mickey Rooney's name is Joe Petto, if you can put that together, and his son's name is Pino. So I'll just let you have at it whenever you decide to watch that.
Wow, that is
it is so
crazy.
It's wild, man. It's such a stupid fucking movie, man. But Screaming Mad George did special effects.
Oh, okay. Sold.
Right, yeah, remember when we couldn't figure out if Screaming Mad George was like
yeah.
That shit would have got us in trouble, man. That shit would have got us in, like, I'm telling you, I'm glad we getting all of this out the way before we get a bunch of like sponsorships and stuff like that, because we would be, listen, we gonna be in the same fucking in the same unemployment line as Johnathon Majors and Melissa Barrera. We're gonna be looking at it like, yo, they got you too, huh?
Yeah. First time?
Exactly. It's fucked up, man. But no, Screaming Mad George did do the special effects on there. Special effects are okay, but that movie's is wild. I haven't seen 4. I haven't seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. I
don't know which one that is.
It's called The Initiation, and it's like some cult shit is going on, and there's a chick that's like investigating it. I don't know. I know Clint Howard's in it, and that's it.
The Ice Cream Man himself, the original Ice Cream Man.
Yep, he's in there. He is in there.
Show out there. Yes, that is a Master P reference.
Which one?
For those of you in the comments or watching still, that was a Master P reference. Because he has a song called "The Ice Cream Man," and then Yuck Mouth tried to do the same thing. Then Yuck Mouth tried to take his ice cream truck.
Goes to show you how much of a Master P fan I am, because I don't know what the fuck.
Oh man.
no diss to Master P, man. But it's like, yo, real quick before I forget.
Yeah.
Speaking of Master P and No Limit, I knew neither one of us. I knew nobody was going to pick No Limit. Remember, I put that post up. I didn't get a chance to comment back to when you said you would have picked Death Row. When I was like, "What are you listening to for 8 hours?" It was all the studios. Nobody's going to pick No Limit. I can guarantee you, there isn't a person in my friends list on Instagram that's going to pick No Limit. And if not, prove me wrong, because I want to know what the fuck is wrong with y'all.
Yeah, No Limit was a vibe though, dude. Like it was a time. You just had to have been there. It's like Cash Money. It's like Cash Money Records. Like I don't think Cash Money Records was that dope either. But again, it was a vibe of the time, and like that's what was hot. You know what I mean? At least in my area, because I remember in high school, when I was in middle school, everyone was about that No Limit Soldier. Everyone was saying, na 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 na. Make them say, oh.
Not gonna lie, when Master P came out with that song about that, I recorded the video when it came on the box. What was that? Bentleys and Hummers, Lil Daddy, we about that. I was like, this is kind of decent. And, you know, you become an adult and you wonder, you know, you start to question your taste in music. Yeah. And No Limit, it seemed like they was just signing everybody. Like Snoop on No Limit was different. I like Snoop on No Limit. I don't know what it was, but it was something about Snoop when he had that No Limit chain on. And you could tell he was making a certain type of music at the time. But everybody else, like, I'm not a fan of Mia X. I'm not a fan of Silk the Shocker. I was a fan of Mr. Cool till I found out he was a raping piece of shit. You know, he's one of the fucking I spit on your grave assaulters and shit of his own hairstyle. Like, how does Mystical need to take ass? You came up with one of the best ass songs ever, and you couldn't get no pussy from that.
I mean, if you go back and dissect those lyrics, bro, he was saying some such shit. I'm just saying.
I mean, he did say I came in with my dick in my hand. He didn't say whether it was consensual or not. So.
Exactly. So you know, remember that Aaron Hall shit that we did a while back?
Oh my God! When you was reading the lyrics to it, yeah, that was a dark moment, man. Like, we should do a whole episode where we go back and dissect some lyrics and see what really was going on in the industry, man.
I'm down. And then I see like people catching on to the Aaron Hall song. And I'm like,
yeah, because
we did it
Aaron
first.
Hall, he's fucked up, man. I used to like Aaron Hall. He's fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I still bump that shit because that shit's hard.
Oh my God.
I think Teddy Riley did a majority of the production on that, especially on the R&B side. So that had to have been
another producer. People,
I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so before we get off track, because we always get off track. What are the movies that you got? Let's kick off with number 5. What you got? What is Christmas viewing for you?
Well, as y'all know, my unpopular opinion is always going to rear its ugly fucking head on this show. But my number 5 unpopular opinion, I don't care, is going to be Black Christmas 2006. My number 5 is Black Christmas 2006, and I'm gonna tell everybody why. Now I'm not gonna lie.
It is a funner movie. It is a funner movie than the original.
It's the most fun of the 3. But I'm not gonna lie. I went back like 2 weeks ago or so and did commentary for the first Black Christmas. I don't remember liking the movie as much as I do now. Is it still overrated? I think so. With that whole, you know, it's the scariest. I don't think so. But it is a really well-made fucking film, and a lot of the dialogue was ahead of its time. It still holds up well. Mm-hmm. But that 2006, that remake, it looks like Christmas. It feels like Christmas. It gave me everything that I wanted, that I thought the first one was going to give me. You know, it gives you the girls, it gives you the gore, it gives you the killer. Now, the shit is silly, man. Like, I don't know whose idea it was to make Billy have, like, that skin disease.
Yeah.
But it's fucking... It's fucking
The
weird, and
Incredible
it looks
Hulk
like
in the Asylum.
yeah, like it looks stupid. Like either that or you remember when Adam Sandler was in the car on Click and he kept pressing the button to change his color and shit. It looks like Billy was like doing that shit in the crib, and he's like, "Yeah, this yellow works." Then Agnes, they didn't even get a girl to play Agnes. That was just one ugly ass dude that looked creepy as shit that played Agnes. But the idea of them, they took them out of the attic and you put them in the walls and the floors. That's creepy. The cast is fire, man. Katie Cassidy. People don't talk about Katie Cassidy as like a final girl or a scream queen enough, man. She was in Nightmare on Elm Street. She was in Black Christmas. She's in, I want to say Mother's Day. Was it Mother's Day?
I think so.
Or was that Brianna Evans?
So.
She might have been in Mother's Day. She's in this movie called Wolves at the Door. If you've never seen that, man, that shit's kind of like The Strangers, but it's loosely based on the Manson family murders. But Katie Cassidy's great. Fucking Harriet the Spy is in there. Michelle Trachtenberg, Kristen Cloak, who was Miss Luton from Final Destination's in there. Lacey Chabert is in there. Super thick in that movie, by the way. I don't know where it came from or what, but there's a scene in there where you can see Lacey Chabert ain't missing no meals. And I'll just leave that at that. They bought Andrea Martin came back, who was in the first, the original Black Christmas, like and the gore. There's, like I always say, there's a moment in there that I saw that almost made me throw up, where she eats the eyeball and then she pop. It's not good. No good. But yeah, long story short, Black Christmas 2006 is my number 5. I know that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Well, I will see your Black Christmas. I'm going to go back in time to 1972 Black Christmas. This is actually one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's up there with Elm Street, in my opinion, for me. And this is honestly like the way Halloween, Terrifier, and the way Halloween and House of a Thousand Corpses are must watch for me on Halloween. Black Christmas is the must watch for me on Christmas Eve. Like it really is. Like I have to watch this movie on Christmas Eve. I did not see this movie till much later in my life, like in my mid-20s. I remember one night I got a 20 sack and I put this on, rented it from Blockbuster, and I was like, I skated on some rails and I was like, yo, okay, what's up? Like, and I was hooked. And this movie freaked me the fuck out. I thought, this is pretty dope. I like it.
Oh man. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That third act where Billy first pops out and attacks Olivia Hussey, that part was kind of scary, yo. Like watching it recently, that shit was scary. Like when Billy's screaming and he grabs her and she slams his hand in the door and all of that. That was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
And Bob Clark directed this movie. And then he did another Christmas movie, A Christmas Story.
He did, and I never put those together until recently. I was like, wait, he did this too? Double threat guy.
Yeah,
he can
man.
give you what you
want. Just goes to show you, man, how fucking talented that dude was, man. Gone way too soon. He had way more films to offer us, man. So, Black Christmas is definitely on the list for me. Christmas Eve. This is going to be a movie that I'm going to watch Christmas Eve at 8:00. Not with the family because they don't like watching this movie, but I'll be watching it. So that is my Christmas viewing.
He said they don't like watching this movie. It's it is another thing about it. I didn't realize how long the movie was, man. I don't know if it was just the way that I was sitting with it, but I was like, damn, this movie is long as shit.
It feels long.
That's a nice, decent
happens.
Yeah.
The movie's only about I think it's an hour. It's an hour and 38 minutes. It's 98 minutes, but it feels like it's a 2-hour movie because nothing happens.
Yeah, I was making it through it, but I was like, God damn, man, it was like 8 different subplots in there. But like the Billy shit is great. Like, and it was one of the, this was pre-Halloween where they were using the POV shots and all of that type of stuff. So I'm wondering how much John Carpenter borrowed from Black Christmas. I wonder if he'll ever.
He would never admit it because they have asked him that. And he said that he got the idea from a fucking Italian film for the POV shot. That shit's on record. Like that's on YouTube. Like he said that shit. Like, no, I never seen Black Christmas. You lying motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you've seen Black Christmas. Like John Carpenter, sometimes I want him to stop the bullshit, man. I really do. Because sometimes he comes across as just like he's just saying shit, just because.
Yeah, I feel like he's a hater sometimes, bro.
Yep.
Exactly. Like, I feel like if he went to the haters ball, he'd win all those awards.
Even shit that he's written, like he was like, yeah, I don't think Halloween 2 is a good movie. It's like, well, motherfucker, you wrote the script. Whether you were drunk or not, you wrote the script for it. So if it's not good, like the movie, there's no movie if there's no script, and you wrote it. So just take accountability and stop being an asshole. Not that we don't want John Carpenter on the show.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, for real. We would have to bait him, though, and say, hey, we want to talk about your music first.
Oh, he's like more adamant about his music than his movies?
He loves talking about his music, about like his band and shit like that. So we can use that as a backdoor into the films. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, that would work. That works.
What's your number 4?
I'm trying to look up the cast for it. My number 4. I don't know if this is on your list or not. My number 4 is going to be Scrooged.
Ooh.
Scrooged.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Scrooged is one of those Christmas movies that it's kind of family friendly, but they skate that line like let me look and see if this was PG-13. It's got to be. Yeah, it was PG-13. But there is a level of darkness to this movie that like I knew it when I was younger, but the older I got, I'm like, this shit can function as like a Christmas horror movie, like in a lot of ways. You know, the fucking
it's like Nothing But Trouble. How that functions as a comedy, but that's a fucking horror movie in itself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Could have been in the same, almost in the same type of universe type of thing. I think Dan Aykroyd did Nothing But Trouble, right? I never knew Richard Donner directed this though. I didn't know that until I had put it on the list. Yeah, I never knew, man. I
thought that was oh my god, the guy that did the Ghostbuster guy, Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman.
Yeah,
Ivan Reitman. Nah, man. It was Richard Donner, Mr. fucking the late great Mr. Lethal Weapon himself. Yep. And he was going to do another Lethal Weapon too, man. He wanted to do a part 5, and I was like, I don't know.
He definitely be too old for that shit at that point.
But the cast, like Bill Murray, this is probably my favorite. One of my favorite. This is my favorite Bill Murray movie. Like hands fucking down. But Carol Kane as that. Was she like the Ghost of Christmas Past, or was she the Ghost of Christmas Present? Carol Kane was beating the fuck out of Bill Murray in that movie, man. Then you got the cab driver when the smoke was coming out his ears and shit. Bobcat Goldthwait was shooting up the office. Alfre Woodard, before she was like a really big star, Alfre Woodard was in there. Karen Allen, not gonna lie, man. Karen Allen, it was something about her that I just loved Karen Allen in every movie she was in. I don't even care if it was like a particularly bad movie. Like Ghost in the Machine isn't a great movie, but it's something about Karen Allen where when she's on screen, shit just works. Mm-hmm. It just makes the scene better. It makes the scene better. I don't know what it is about this actress, man. I don't know why she couldn't make shit better in that recent Indiana Jones movie, but that's a different story for a different time. We need not talk about Dr. Jones right now. I didn't even peep John Houseman was in this movie either. The guy who does that opening monologue in the first Fog movie, I had no idea he was in there. I think he plays Scrooge.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, I think he plays himself, but he plays like Scrooge in the movie, like when they're making their own movie. But yeah, this movie it works as a comedy. It definitely works as like a light-hearted horror movie, and it's got some emotion behind it, man. It's got some really sad moments where Bill Murray goes back in time and sees him as a child, and he kind of gets teared up while the Ghost of Christmas Past is like just standing next to him, just rocking out with him. And then he's got that moment where he's underground in the subway or some shit, and he sees his friend. He sees his friend frozen to death, like the homeless guy, and he's holding that stopwatch. Like, this shit's got some emotional ass moments to it, yo. Even down to when he attends his own funeral, in the future. Like, it's a nice play on past, present, future, all while being a Christmas movie, a low key Christmas horror movie. But for the sake of argument, we won't call it a horror movie. But the shit works. It's a good morality tale too, man. It makes you want to not be a grump for Christmas.
Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be a fucking asshole is the moral of that story. But yeah, that's Scrooge is my number 4 on the list.
Yeah. I totally forgot about Scrooge. That's a movie that I have not even thought about in a long time.
Oh, I forgot Robert Mitchum was in here too. The original Max Cady. It's my guy.
All right, my next one is Behind Enemy Lines. Owen Wilson, Gene Hackman. It's a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas Eve. So, yeah.
Wow.
Owen Wilson plays a fighter pilot who flies over Yugoslavia, or I think it's Bosnia, and they get shot down over Christmas Eve over a holiday mission, and he's behind enemy lines, and he's trying to find his way home. This is actually a really good movie. This is before Owen Wilson became the comedy guy. This is right on the cusp of his fame. And had he not done comedy, I honestly do think he had a career in movies like this, honestly. Because he was really good as Lieutenant Burnett.
This looks intense, man.
It is. Dude, there's a mine sequence in there toward the warehouse that is fucking crazy.
Damn, Owen Wilson, what happened? Like, what happened to get him typecasted? Because this doesn't look like the type of movie Owen Wilson would be in.
No, this is right before. He did. Oh my God, what was that one movie in the 2000s?
No, Anaconda was in 97. I don't know.
Zoolander. It was Zoolander. That was the movie. That's what got him typecasted. That was the movie that got him typecasted. Because that was a fucking big movie. This Behind Enemy Lines wasn't a big movie like Zoolander. It was a hit, but it wasn't as big. And it's kind of a shame because I would have loved to have seen Owen Wilson do more movies like this, honestly. Because I think he was really good because he had the right amount of humor, the right amount of quips, the right amount of badassery. You know what I mean? So the way he approached his character was really great. One of Gene Hackman's last great roles, honestly, as the Admiral. Yeah, this was a fucking hard movie.
The villain from Fast Five is in this shit. Joaquim de Almeida.
Is that the guy in the tracksuit?
I don't know. I just know his name is Piquet in the movie.
Well, there's a dude in a blue Adidas tracksuit that's a fucking savage. That's a dude you gotta watch out for.
Bill from the Temptation here.
Yeah, Behind Enemy Lines has spawned 3 sequels, all done by WWE Studios. So, yeah. Less said about those, the better.
John Moore, I hope this was like his humble beginnings as a good director, because John Moore also did A Good Day to Die Hard. The last Die Hard movie, not the 4th one that was actually decent that people overlook. He did that last Die Hard movie with your favorite actor, Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney, yeah, man. I got badass, bro. He also did fucking Max Payne.
Max Payne, I forgot he did Max Payne.
That's true.
Okay, so at least John Moore's got one. I'll take your word for it. At least he's got one good movie under his belt.
He did Fly to the
Whew,
Phoenix, dude. Yeah,
Max
this is his best movie.
Payne,
Yeah,
though.
this is his best movie. Fly to the Phoenix, The Omen, Max Payne, Good Day to Die Hard, IT. I don't even know what IT is, but I can tell you right now,
He did The Omen,
he did The Omen, he did Max Payne,
like
he did Good Day to Die Hard.
the 2006 remake.
Yup.
I didn't. I'm not a. I don't know. It was whatever. I will say, The Omen, the 2006 remake. It's got one of the best decapitations I've ever seen on screen before. Hands fucking down. Straight up Final Destination shit, and the weight of the severed head and the body. I don't know. It was realistic as shit. But the movie was just. I don't know. Lee Schreiber deserved way better.
Behind Enemy Lines that's his best movie. It's not really saying much, considering the list.
John Moore, what the fuck happened, man?
Yeah, seriously. All these are Fox films, too. On top of that, go figure.
I'm intrigued now, man, because I did not know. For one, I didn't know this was going to be on your list. Two, I forgot Owen Wilson was even in it, like doing like serious, intense acting for the most part. It's making me want to watch this shit. Actually, not even gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I promise you, bro. After the first 20 minutes, you're gonna be sold, and you're like, "Fuck, I need to watch this."
I'm gonna write this down along with Brawl on Cell Block 99.
Yeah, 99.
It's gonna be weird seeing Owen Wilson in a serious role. I'm gonna look for him like, all right, crack a joke. Like I need you to crack a joke at this point.
He does, but it never feels like it's. It never feels out of character. It always feels like it's something that the character would say, which is something that I appreciate. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, of course, yeah, he would say that. So Malik Williamson is in this movie. Otis is in this movie.
Humble beginning. Yeah, from the Temptations.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of Atlanta too, yo. You haven't watched Atlanta yet? The FX series?
No, I'm gonna
He's
start
in Otis is in Otis is in one he's in one of the episodes of the last season. I think it was season 4. But yeah, you gotta watch that show, man. You have to watch like at least the first episode is gonna let you know, all right, do I like this or not? But I'm telling you, the directions this shit goes in, I've never seen anything like it. It's literally like Twin Peaks in the hood is what it is. Real shit.
Shit. Okay. All right. So, what is your number 3?
My number 3, it's unpopular opinion, is going to be Black Christmas 2019. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. I'm immediately joking. Let's get that joke out the way, out the window. We'll never speak of Black Christmas 2019 on the show ever again. No, in all seriousness, my if I would have put that shit on the list, man, we would have just had to chalk it. Like we would have had to just chalk the rest of the rest of the fucking episode. Yeah, man. Listen, if you got Black Christmas 2019 on your favorite Christmas movie list, then we need to get you evaluated. I'm sure some people like it. Some people probably like it, and that's good for them. Everybody, tweets.
I have yet to run into someone online that likes that movie.
Nobody. I haven't seen anybody people that I know, people in the random comment section. I haven't seen anybody that has positive things to say about that fucking movie. My number 3, though, to move on to happier films, is Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's my number 3. This is a
fire opening and a fire fucking song, bro.
It was going to be my number 1, but I was like, I said I can't give this the number 1 spot. I can't do it. But Christmas Vacation is the best of the vacation movies. Now I do have to go watch the first 2 again. I don't remember anything about the first 2, Vegas Vacation is pretty fucking funny, and the last vacation they did with Ed Helms is funny as fuck. But Christmas Vacation is one of those movies where shit goes from bad to worse, and from worse to even worse to even worse. Like Clark Griswold, I feel like in the real world, this is how serial killers are invented, man. Like he nothing went right for him. Nothing went right for the family, and he just wanted his family to have a great epic Christmas, and everything went wrong. And Chevy Chase does this whole, he plays it so fucking perfectly, man, where he's just like, he's not really a buffoon, but he's unaware of how fucking clumsy he really is, man. Like, he thinks that he's doing this shit, like when he's like when he's walking around in the attic or whatever, and then he steps on like a part of the attic floor, and he just falls through, and he gets stuck up there. Like, he doesn't know everything down to like when he's reading a magazine, and he's got like, his shit is all sapped up. I think it's from putting the tree up, and he's got the sap on his fingertips, and his hands are getting stuck to the and Beverly D'Angelo in that scene when she's laying next to him is about. Listen, I'm not even going to have that conversation about Beverly D'Angelo. She's
the funniest shit. She goes in the garage, and the light turns on, and he thinks he's got it. Like, yeah! And she turns it right back on, and he starts flipping the fuck out.
Yo. And she's just trying to be the supportive wife, but shit's going a little weird for her too. And Juliette Lewis and Johnny, what's his name? Johnny from Big Bang Theory. What is it with this series? Have they ever talked about why they recast the kids every film? That shit is weird to me.
They say that that it's a reboot every time. It's not the same Griswolds.
Sure. Why not? I don't know. I wish they would have kept these two though.
Because in the original, it's Anthony Michael Hall and like Evil Dies Tonight guy, you know.
Fuck! I forgot he plays Rusty Griswold. Better days because that. Oof, yeah, I don't. We're not going to do that. That Evil Dies. That no. Mm-mm. And the cast around them. E.G. Marshall from Creepshow. Randy Quaid's in here. Who the hell else? Doris Roberts is in here. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in this shit, man. She plays the
neighbor.
The neighbor from across the street.
And that's David Duchovny. It's the boyfriend.
Is it? Nicholas Guest is his name. Was his name Todd?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Nicholas. And William Hickey. The William Hickey is basically playing the same character he played in Tales from the Dark Side, where he was that old man in the wheelchair. He's basically the same fucking character, man. And him and his wife are fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'm telling you, everything goes wrong for the Griswolds that can go wrong, and then some. But they still manage to try to enjoy the holiday at some point. Like and John Hughes being a part of it, it's like you already got a home run. Well, most of the time, you got a home run with John Hughes, because I feel like he was a part of Home Alone 3, and that was was he a part of Home Alone 3? I want to say he wrote this shit. Let me. He knew better. Yeah, he wrote Home Alone 3. You knew better. God rest John Hughes' soul, but you knew better, bruh. You did. Damn, John Hughes has got bangers. Under the pen, he's got bangers. Uncle Buck.
Who, John Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrote Dennis the Menace and Baby's Day Out. Like, if it was a 90s slapstick ordeal, he was behind it. Hell yeah. Damn, this dude had a lot of fucking movies under his belt that he wrote, man.
So it's Nicholas. Yeah, so it's Nicholas. That was Julia Lewis's boyfriend. It wasn't David Duchovny. I was thinking of another dude.
I can see where you were going with that, because when you said David Duchovny, I automatically thought of David Duchovny with that slick back hair he had in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Yeah.
he was such a
Yeah, Christmas
oh
Vacation is an
yeah,
underrated movie. It's it really is. It's a funny fucking movie. I, I think it's the best
he
one out
wrote
of the
the
vacation movies, honestly.
yeah. Look, it's my favorite of the bunch, but like I said, I got to go back and rewatch the first two. It's not better than Vegas Vacation for me, and it's not better than or it's better than Vegas Vacation, and it's better than Vacation. Like Vacation is cool, but it doesn't feel connected to whether these are all reboots or not. It doesn't feel connected to the National Lampoon movies because they went with the whole modern day crude
Well,
humor,
think about it
toilet
think
humor
about
type
National
of.
Lampoon was kind of like the Mad Magazine. So like National Lampoon's Animal House, National Lampoon's
Yeah,
oh my God, what was that movie with fucking Jeremy Renner? Senior Vacation.
Senior Vacation. That
Yeah,
is a good
with
fucking
Jeremy Renner.
comparison too. Matt, almost spelled national tampons, but okay.
Senior Trip.
See, senior trip. Yo, I've always seen the trailer for
Oh,
this shit. Is this a New Line Cinema
yeah,
movie? Yep.
it is.
I always saw the trailer for this. I don't remember if it was on my Dumb and Dumber
Yeah,
VHS
it was
tape, but
the trailer right before it.
I remember the big guy from Problem Child 2 is in here. They quote Speed in here. I do remember that. I've never seen it though.
Oh, it is like the
Is
fourth.
it worth?
Yeah, it is. It is a fucking pure stoner '90s comedy, bro.
Oh, Matt Frewer plays the principal.
Tommy,
Oh, Matt Frewer is such an underrated fucking actor. Tommy Chong is in here. Yep, Jeremy Reynolds. Nicole DeBoer is in here. That's the chick. She was in Cube. I do remember her. I don't know if you've seen Cube or not, but
I have
Cube was
not
definitely
seen Q. Tell you the truth.
whew, Cube is definitely an underrated fucking movie, man. For show.
Kevin McDonald. Hey, kids in the hall. Shout out to kids in the hall.
Is that where he was
Yeah,
from? God damn, I haven't heard that title. I haven't heard that title in ages, man. I remember Kids in the Hall was like really popular on HBO back in the day. I think it was
I remember
HBO.
watching it on CBS like at 1 in the morning, like in the
God damn.
'90s, on a
That's
Saturday.
back when TV that's back when TV was good, man. TV was very different. It's not
Right?
bad now, but it was magic back then.
El Cali Indio, what's up, bro? How's it going? Um, yeah, Kids in the Hall is a fucking fire movie. It's a fire fucking movie. I mean, Kids in the Hall. I mean, fire fucking TV show. This movie though is a movie that you just roll a blunt to and laugh your fucking ass off, man. This is yeah,
See
definitely check this out.
Trip
Yeah, definitely go check this movie out.
you might have just gave me an idea for the evening. But not that I roll anything up, people that are watching out there. I don't listen. I'm straight edged, man. I don't
Now,
do
my shit's
anything.
already
I don't.
pre-rolled.
That's crazy because the deli around the corner from me, they sell all these pre rolls, and like the more I look at them, the more dangerous they look, and I'm just like, yeah, this is even more incentive for me to quit fully smoking on New Year's. Like I'll be 10 years off of the cigarettes in New Year's, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing my lungs any favors when I do toke up. So,
Oh,
but
congratulations. Congratulations, bro.
I thank you, bro. I'm not doing myself any favors though because listen. I might tonight and watch Senior Trip. I just might. I just
Just
might.
pack a bowl, man.
But that shit's got to go.
Just pack a
Oh,
bowl.
what do you think I do? I don't. It's not that I'm bougie or anything, but picking up. I ain't bougie. Like I'm not too bougie to like roll up, but it's such a fucking hassle. Like I'll pack a bowl, hit that shit, and then I'm cool. Like I'm good. It don't take much for me anyway. That's another reason I got to quit this shit because my tolerance is trash. Straight up trash. I can't even record the podcast when I do that shit. So once it's fucking with the creativity, can't do it.
Yeah. All right,
Oh, a
so
T.
that was your number 3, Christmas Vacation. All right, my
Yes,
number
sir.
3, Batman Returns.
Oh, oh,
You
fuck
get
you,
the
yo.
Christmas lights
Fuck
and
you.
everything, and the snow.
Fuck you, because I would have put that on my list. I completely forgot that Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm glad one of us remembered.
that
Damn.
is that is one of my favorite fucking movies, and I think is one of the best Batman movies in the franchise. Honestly,
Uh, period.
yeah,
Straight up and down.
yeah,
Straight up and down. I agree wholeheartedly, and I hate how people didn't even really form their own opinion for it, but because Warner Brothers didn't want it to be dark and they had problems with the Penguin, people just think it's out of place and they don't like it. No, Batman Returns is one of the most underrated superhero movies, comic book movies
and
of
it's
all time,
one
man.
of Tim
It was
Burton's movies where he's just on fucking point, man. He is just on.
yes,
He is just on another level directing this fucking movie.
yep.
Uh, um,
Because he took the gloves off, man. And I always say it's like when they let Rob Zombie do Halloween 2, or when they let James Mangold do Logan after he did the Wolverine. It's like, all right, I'm taking the gloves off this time. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's one of the reasons why it's one of the best Batman movies ever.
yeah.
Like, hands fucking down. I agree. 200%.
It's one of the, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything much more to say about that. I mean, Batman Returns, Catwoman, Penguin, Gotham City in the snow. You get the Christmas tree lighting ceremony with Miss December falling right through the fucking Jack in the Box. It's awesome.
Oh my God. Andrew Barnarski's in it. The guy that played Leatherface and Zangief in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
He plays Christopher Walken's son. Yeah. Christopher Walken's son. Michelle Pfeiffer is like, God damn, man. That scene, that fireplace sequence when her and Bruce are just talking and she just pounces on him, literally like a fucking cat. It's like, listen, fuck Gotham City at that point. Like, once the bat signal goes up and the news bulletin comes on saying the Ice Princess got kidnapped, that y'all on your own. Like, I could take a night off at this point. Like, because Michelle Pfeiffer was ready. She was ready. Right. She was ready to give up that cat, all pun intended. And listen, it should have went down. Should have went down. And Danny DeVito was a good villain. He was like a political villain. And I'm not much into politics, but it works for the movie, especially with Christopher Walken's character. Christopher Walken was like a good counterpart to Danny DeVito. And Doug Jones, he pops up in there. He's one of the what do you call it? The Red Triangle Gang.
I think he's the Skull Man.
That Penguins guy.
I think he's the Skull Man.
Who?
I think he's one of the Skull Men.
He's in there somewhere. And the dog from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is the dog in that movie.
Yeah, which is a nice little callback.
Yep, it's a little fun fact for people out there. And Batman Returns is dark, man. Like, snatching babies up in the middle of the night to drown them in the sewer. Penguin was relentless. You didn't get to see his plan go foolproof, but that motherfucker was thrown off. Crazy. And there's a lot of fucking sexual innuendo in that movie that parents didn't like their kids to see. Like, when Penguin pins that button on that girl's titty, and he's like just pressing it in. Yeah. Well, she was a groupie anyway. She wanted it. She didn't stop him, so she liked it. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, so that's my number 3, Batman Returns.
Damn, I did not even fucking think of Batman Returns. That's a good number 3.
Thank you.
God damn it. Well, my number 2. I don't know if for some people, I don't know if this is going to top Johnny's number 3, but my number 2 is, and I'm actually still curious to see if they're going to do a part 3 of this, is Gremlins. Gremlins is my number 2 pick, and I obviously, like, as a horror buff, Gremlins is a horror movie for me. It's a Christmas movie for sure, but
it's the moment.
Yeah, man, the moment that, to this day, the moment when they cut to, I don't know what happens before. I think it's like all of the gremlins eaten, but then they cut to Gizmo saying "uh-oh," and they're panning the camera over, and you see how all the gremlins or the mogwai are cocooned up, in those sacks. That the movie gets scary from that point on, yo. And I swear to God, the scariest part of that movie still for me is when that gremlin jumps in the water and curls up and it's just floating down. It's the music, it's the way it looks, it's the way the bubbles come up, like the way that the pool just starts getting overheated and the gremlins just start forming in that water. It's one of the scariest fucking scenes in any movie.
Also,
and the
gross.
gremlins just wreck shop.
Gross.
Yeah, they just wreck shop, man. Like the like they use like stop motion, I think, where need be, but for the most part, it's all practical, man. It's all puppeteers. And I feel like if they do make a part 3, don't CG it. Like, don't CG the gremlins and all that other shit. Maybe if they fly and things like that, sure, but go back to the practical effects, because the practical effects in that movie are, like, they still are decent. They hold up pretty well.
Gremlins too.
Zach,
I actually love the new batch. Like, I think
Gremlins 2.
I think that movie is so. I know people hate. I know people hate when other people say this, but I do think it's misunderstood because it is such a meta commentary on sequelizations way before its time. It's a commentary on franchise because the movie totally fucking jumps the shark. You know what I mean?
Yep. They're doing everything except winking directly into the camera, which Hulk Hogan almost did. Hulk Hogan is looking up at the projection booth in the theater, but he might as well just be looking directly at the audience.
Let me tell you something, Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins 2 is like the fucking Terminator 2 of the Gremlins series. But I think they got to make a couple more for that to like stand. But Gremlins 2, they did everything a sequel should do. Like everything.
Yeah, they were actually going to try to use the Looney Tunes music for one of the sequences, but Warner Brothers said, like, nah, man, we can't have you kill someone to our Bugs Bunny soundtrack. Dude, get the fuck out of here with that.
Warner Brothers always, since the beginning of time, man, they've always ruined the fun. Yeah, man. Every time.
That'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, that's a good choice. Gremlins, that is a really good choice. Not a whole lot of people put that one up there, though. Definitely up.
Oh yeah, and like Zach Gilligan, if I got a problem with him, it's the fact that Billy's just a bit of a pushover in this movie, man. He's a little bit of a bitch. Up until he cuts that gremlin's head off. That when the gremlin's like attacking his mom and he cuts the gremlin's head off and it flies into the fireplace, I was like, okay, Billy, you've earned your stripes now. You cool with me. You're cool with me. And I was rooting for him and Phoebe Cates. Was she Small Wonder? Was she on that TV show Small Wonder back in the day, or was that somebody else?
I think that was her.
I swear she was Small Wonder. I'm about to look this shit up because I really feel like I keep forgetting she was in Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah, that's a fire fucking movie. I love that movie.
Rest in peace. Shout out to, what was his name? Rick McCall.
Yeah.
Who played Fred. I don't think she was Small Wonder. At least it's not credited if she was.
Paradise, Fast Times, Private School, Babysitter, Lays, Gremlins, Lays 2, They Win an Angel, Bright City, Shag, Heart of Dixie, Love You to Death, New Batch, Drop Dead, Bodies. Nope.
No, that was that her? Hold on. No, I don't think that was her.
Tiffany Brissett.
Is that who that is? Oh yeah, Vicky the Robot. They could remake Small Wonder, but they already did Megan, so it would be no point.
Yeah, and like fuck that up.
God damn, that girl looked just like Phoebe Cates. It's almost uncanny.
Yeah, she could pass for her daughter.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, Gremlins, that is, God damn it, man. I'm still pissed that I forgot about Batman Returns. Like,
all right.
God damn.
My number 2 is, I know people are going to hate this one because a certain actor has been canceled, but I love this fucking movie,
Oh,
and it's hilarious. It is The Ref, starring Dennis Leary, Judy Davis, and Kevin Spacey. Dennis Leary plays a jewel thief who heists a Walt Disney-like character of the town, steals his precious diamond, and then he takes a married couple hostage while they're trying to fucking work out their differences of infidelity and inadequacy and all this other shit. It is one of the funniest fucking family films you'll ever see. It's a grown-up film. It is funny as fuck, man. The teaser that they have for it, where he just goes on and starts ranting, and it is awesome. But
I
yeah,
I've never seen it, but Christine Baranski's in
yeah, she
here.
plays
The chick,
the sister-in-law.
my God, she is overwhelming in everything. She was the counselor in the Addams Family. Oh my God, she's just I can't with her. Yeah, when you said this actor's been canceled, I was wondering who you was talking about. Then you said Kevin Spacey. I'm like, yep.
Yep, checks out. Yeah,
I could
the
I,
rest.
I could work around Spacey. I could work like if I was to watch this, I could work around the fact that Kevin Spacey's in it.
This is like the opening is hilarious because it starts off with a therapeutic session of the couple, and they're talking about all their differences and their problems. BD Wong plays her therapist. It's fucking
BD,
hilarious. Yeah.
I like BD, man.
Um.
Oh wait, was this before or after BD Wong was in the first Jurassic Park?
Before.
Okay,
This was 2 years
humble
before.
beginnings.
It's 2 years before. But yeah, the ref, like this is arguably one of the funniest Christmas movies you'll ever fucking see. It really is. It is the funniest shit ever.
This director, is he related to Jonathan Demme? His name's Ted Demme.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's see. He's done Blow. That's on my list. He did Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin. I didn't know he did Life. He did Who's the Man? I've never seen that.
Also, hey, fun fact about Ted Demme: he was one of the reasons why Yo MTV Raps got a spot on at MTV.
Yeah, I see. In 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's one with he co-directed a Kid and Play video. He directed Push It, Salt and Pepper. He did Bruce Springsteen Streets of Philadelphia music video. Yo, this dude, his resume is pretty interesting. He did Dennis Leary, The Complete Collection. I don't know exactly what that is.
It's a stand-up.
Oh, Dennis Leary, man, he's a different breed of guy. Every time I see Dennis Leary, I think of either Demolition Man or Judgment Night or The Sandlot. He's an intimidating motherfucker.
Yeah. And he's not very intimidating in this fucking movie, which is pretty awesome. It's fucking hilarious.
See a humble Dennis Leary, that would be interesting to watch.
Not humbled, but he's like the family is just so overpowering and so overwhelming that like he loses his cool, and then like, okay, I need to fucking regain control. Like, okay, we need to do something here.
Terrible.
But yeah, that's my number 2, the ref.
I might have to put. I feel like the majority of the ones that you got on your list, I'm putting on my watch list now. But I put behind enemy lines and senior trip. I've literally got three movies you mentioned on my watch list now.
Thanks.
My number 1, which everybody could imagine, is going to be Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. I'm lying, people. I'm fucking joking. It's a joke. That movie's trash.
No, it's part 5.
I don't recommend it. I'm trying to think of which is worse. I think Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 is somehow worse than Part 5. 3 had Bill Moseley, and Bill Moseley couldn't even save that shit. Uh, um, but yeah, my number one, I feel like some people that know me knew I was going to pick this, but my number one is Home Alone. Um, it's forever Home Alone. It's a movie that if I put it on in my mind, not out loud because that gets annoying, like when you're, especially when you're watching it with people, but in my mind, I can recite every single line damn near word for word. It's nostalgic. It's Macaulay Culkin. You know, I'm not going to say it can function. It does function as a horror movie, but it could. Because they really played up for laughs the idea that this family, like they didn't abandon him on purpose, but they left this kid home alone by himself. This is back before like cell phones and tablets and shit like that. So they had to make Macaulay Culkin a resourceful kid. Like he couldn't be a stupid kid. He wouldn't have survived. Yeah. But the fact that there's two criminals who can pose as cops and walk all through your house, like the idea of it is fucked up and it's kind of dark, but they still play it up for laughs. And to see Macaulay Culkin get the best of these two grown ass men every time, it never gets old, man. I was going back and forth whether I was going to put Home Alone 2 on the list, but I was like, I can't have Macaulay Culkin reign supreme on the whole thing. But this one, and it's got heart to it, man. The laughs for sure. The laughs still hold up. The slapstick shit still holds up. The traps, they make the traps, even though you would die through a lot of these traps, they make them as believable as they can. Mm-hmm. Even down to Joe Pesci, when he grabs that doorknob, yeah, his hand would be burnt worse, but when he looks at it, it's like a burned emblem. Yeah. Like literally an M from McAllister in his hand. I was like, they handled this shit pretty well with the slapstick, with the traps. You know, John Candy popping up at some point. Catherine O'Hara's great and everything. John Hurd, rest in peace to John Hurd. He's great. Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, had you would have cast anybody else, it wouldn't have worked. Would not have worked at all. You even got the fucking dude from The Adventures of Pete and Pete in here. He plays one of the brothers. I can't remember what his name.
Buzz?
No, not Buzz. The brother that's like in the beginning when Macaulay Culkin's like, I don't know how to pack a suitcase. I've never done this, and he's like tough, and he flips the cover over on his what's his name? Michael C. Morona? Jeff. His name is Jeff.
Sounds like a douchebag. Sounds like a douchebag.
Yeah, and when when he's like, you know what I should pack, and he's like, Buzz told you, cheap face, toilet paper and water. Like, to see the kid from The Adventures of Pete and Pete be an asshole, I was like, damn, like what's up with this kid? And Kieran Culkin, can't forget Kieran Culkin's in this movie.
Yeah, you can play
it's always going to be Home Alone, man. Every Christmas, even when it's not the holidays, man, Home Alone is I'll never get tired of it. I remember putting my daughter hip to Home Alone for the first time, and she fucking loved it, made me love it even more. But yeah, it's always going to be Home Alone. One thing I will never understand is like how much fucking cash did Buzz have in his room for Kevin to survive on groceries the whole time? Like I'll never understand that.
You got over $100. Had to.
I keep forgetting this was what 1990, so groceries were only like 2 cents. So
yeah, did you see that meme where it's like where Kevin McAllister, where he goes to the grocery store and it says like it's crazy that he bought bread, eggs, and bought a whole bunch of groceries, and it came out to like 19 something, and he only had like $20.
Yeah, it's like bullshit.
You buy some bread and milk, and that's already $15.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah, there's no way Kevin's surviving in 2023 going into 2024. He's gonna have a rough time, He's gonna have to rob people. He's gonna have to hit them streets.
And no one else will tell me
that's a whole different movie.
He's gonna join the Wet Bandits.
I mean, listen, that's what I want. I want the Wet Bandits and grown-up Kevin going into the house of that kid that was in the last Home Alone movie, in Home Sweet Home Alone. I turned that shit on when my daughter was here this past weekend, and I looked I looked at her. She's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "This is the last Home Alone movie they did," and we both kind of looked at the screen and looked at each other because I'm like, I I don't like the robbers, but I don't like the kid even more, man. So I'm kind of rooting for the robbers at this point to fuck them up. I
Oh
don't
my god,
know
Rob Delaney is in this fucking movie
which one.
in Home Alone, in Home Sweet Home Alone.
I couldn't tell you. I just know that girl from The Office. Andy's girlfriend is in there.
Mikey Day's in
Was it
here.
Andy's girlfriend?
What the fuck? The fuck is Mikey Day doing in here? Kenan Thompson? Pete
But
Holmes?
Kenan Thompson. Kenan Thompson's in a lot of things.
This looks like a bad
I'll,
SNL
I'll,
skit.
it's awful, man. I turned it off. It's so awful. It's terrible. The traps suck. I don't know. There was one where a big ass icicle fell down and almost crushed somebody. I was like, that's cool. Final Destination shit. But the whole movie, I was like, this looks fucking terrible. And it is a sequel because Buzz is playing Buzz in there. He's like head of security, like a security company now or some shit like that. But it's terrible. Is it worse than 3? I don't think so. I think 3 is way better than Home Sweet Home Alone from what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's a rough time.
yes, I like it. Well, my number one is a movie that allegedly was based on. So Home Alone. So my number one is a movie that Home Alone is allegedly based on, and it's from 1988, and it's a French film called Deadly Games. Dial Cope et Noel, and it is the R-rated version of Home Alone.
Stop it.
Swear to God. That was a really great. I mean, that was a really great way. I mean, because your number one is Home Alone. My number one is the original Home Alone. Allegedly, the screenwriter and director of this movie sued Chris Columbus for plagiarism and taking their idea. And they're like, "Well,
I mean, I'm looking at the plot. The plot checks out. Only says it's a killer dressed as Santa Claus that he's defending him and his grandfather from.
Yeah, and the killer is a sex offender. On top of that,
Oh Jesus!
yeah, it's pretty dark. It gets pretty dark. The movie's fucking hella dark.
Is it like subtitles dubbed over?
If you watch, you can watch it on Shudder, right? If you have Shudder, you can watch the dub version right now. There's a fucking awesome scene.
The Santa Claus outfit looks wild.
There's an awesome scene where the criminal dresses up as Santa Claus at the mall, and he goes and sits and tries to be Santa, and then this little girl comes up and sits on his lap, and she asks him for like a Barbie or something, and he just like fucking slaps the shit out of her, and she falls right off his knee. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? That's awesome. Like, whoa.
I shouldn't have laughed. I shouldn't have laughed at that.
She just went, look at him.
Fucking, he's got like fire arrows and shit.
Yeah, he has like a fucking, he has a Rambo thing. Like that whole montage of Kevin McAllister getting ready. Shot for shot, dude. Same sequence when he gets ready for Santa.
Yeah, he's putting like war paint on his face and shit. Damn, let me find out Chris Columbus.
When I looked it up, it was dismissed.
Sneaky motherfuckers.
It was dismissed. So.
Sneaky motherfuckers. So. Oh, man.
Yeah, Deadly Games is allegedly the original Home Alone. Like, Home Alone allegedly ripped off this movie. You can see it. Once you watch this film, like, you see it. Like, oh, shit.
I see Santa Claus stepping over tripwires and shit. Like, the kids got the place all tricked out with traps.
Yeah, he's trying to
This
capture
Santa Claus, the
Santa.
guy playing Santa Claus is crazy as shit, though.
What's that?
The guy playing Santa Claus looks crazy as shit.
Yeah, no, there's something behind those eyes, bro. It's very creepy, very creepy. And then he gets like this white spray paint and he fucking spray paints his fucking face and shit, his beard, his hair. Oh man,
Okay, so that's why his hair looks like that. I was like, what's going on with the guy's hair on his face and shit?
yeah. He spray painted it because he wanted to be a Santa. I feel like this is the Deadly Games feels like a mixture of like all through the house, the Tales from the Crypt episode, or the Tales from the Crypt segment in the movie, and Saw. Really, when you think about it, it's just like one of those movies, man. That this has definitely become a favorite of mine, and it definitely has like a really dark ending, like a really bleak ending, where it's like, fuck, how do you admit to your kid that there's no Santa? You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that? Like, it's really great, and you see the death of innocence right before your eyes. It's insane.
This shit sounds dark.
It is. It is dark, but there is like some really funny moments in there. It is kid friendly, believe it or not. It is kid friendly. So if you want to show this to your kids,
Is it?
yeah, it is kid friendly.
I mean, well, I can show her this. My daughter watches like I'm not the first Return of the Living Dead so much because that one sequence, but like she watches a whole bunch of shit
Yeah, this is
within reason. Within
yeah.
reason,
There's
because you
nothing
know
too
you got
crazy
people
in
out
it.
there that
There's nothing too crazy in this movie, but it is an awesome fucking movie though, dude. For real. I would highly
I feel like I've
recommend you check this
marked
one out.
down. Yeah, I feel like I've marked down every movie on your list except Batman Returns on my watch list. I
Bad.
did not expect. Yeah, I did not expect.
See, this is why we work, man. I'm always hitting you with some curveballs.
Let me see. Got it on this. I think they got it on this site that I shall keep nameless in the meantime.
But I do think if you have a Shutter account, there is a dub version. I don't know if the site would have the dub version or not.
They don't. I just looked it up. Yeah, they don't. I'll find it. I don't even remember if I have Shutter or not. I don't think so.
Let me see if it's still on.
Deadly.
Nah, it's not on there no more.
I'll find it. No big deal, people. No big deal. I'll always find it somehow. I wonder if we'll get Christopher Columbus on the show. Is Chris Columbus still alive?
Yeah, he's still
I
on.
know. I'm not. I'm not talking about the guy, people. The holiday guy. I'm talking about the director.
Literally,
There's going to be that one person. Yeah, there's going to be that one person who only who tunes in on the episode at that part where I'm just like, is Christopher Columbus still alive? And they're like, this guy's fucking stupid.
It is on AMC Plus, so you can watch it there. So there is out there. So yeah. Okay.
I'll find that shit.
Well,
No worries over here.
there was one thing that I wanted to get your thoughts and your opinion on, but it's gonna have to wait because it's something that I had a rant about on TikTok, and I really wanted to get your take, but we don't have the time today. So we're gonna have to. I'm gonna table this discussion till January. We'll be back in January, folks. Promise.
We will. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our season finale.
Yeah.
We tried to make it special.
We're thinking,
even though I didn't fucking put Batman Returns on my fucking list, man.
You have Christmas Vacation though, so that right there, man. And Scrooged. I didn't
Yeah,
have Scrooge on there. I'm surprised neither of us had Die Hard or Lethal Weapon. I'm surprised.
I I'm still debating whether I even want to do Die Hard commentary this month because I like it, but as far as like as a Christmas movie, I don't get those feels from it.
Lethal
The
Weapon,
Lethal Weapon
you do.
movies, I'm trying to get into them as much as I can. I've never been like a big fan of that series, but I started going back and watching the originals up to part 4, and I was like, I don't know. I'll give it another go. I guess. I guess.
Yeah, so I think we'll be back on the 9th of January. We're gonna take a little holiday break, and or the
Is
9th or the 10th. Probably, yeah, maybe the 9th.
uh, I'll just write 9th or 10th. Either
Okay.
or works,
Well,
bro. We'll
yeah,
figure it out.
we'll do that. But other than that, man, we enjoy everyone that's dropped in, dropped a comment, voted on our polls,
Yes.
said what's up, joined in on the podcast. We got bigger and better things lined up for next year, and we're gonna be doing it. All right. Also, fucking Romero needs to stop lagging and start filming. That's part of the bigger things.
I
That's
knew.
part of the bigger
I
things.
as soon I knew that was coming, man. I knew it was coming. You know what? But you're right, because I told myself, I said 2023 was like a year of realization. So 2024 has to be like execution for the most
Yes.
part. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got it. I got to get on it. I got to read the script again, people, because it is there. It exists. Um, we don't have to do what Spyglass and Paramount are doing and go back to the drawing board with our ideas. It's
Yeah.
there.
And then we can
Also,
also
thank you to
figure out a way
everybody
to
to.
capitalize on the Blackening 2 coming out next year or something like that.
I forgot that shit's coming out next
So
year.
use that as a prequel.
And and shout out to everybody who dealt with me. It sounded like I had a fucking speech impediment tonight because I bit the shit out of my tongue, so it's very hard to pronounce certain shit. I don't know if anybody caught on to it, but I can hear it. So it sounds very weird. It's like I have like I don't know. It's very strange,
Lips.
but yeah, man, it's like dragging. But I appreciate everybody who rocked out through my speech impediment for the night.
Yeah.
It means a lot going into 2024. I'll take better care of my tongue next time.
Oh, see?
Fucking. It's never a dull moment, man. If it's not technical difficulties, there's like bodily harm that's done.
So we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Have
Yes.
a
Merry
pleasant and safe
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Happy holidays. Have a very safe New Year's. And please do not drink or drive. Call a friend, call an
No,
Uber. There's no excuse for you to drink and drive. None. To drink and drive.
absolutely. I second that notion because a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, like I haven't, I'm not proud of it, man. I've driven drunk before, and the one time I did it, it was not a good outcome, but it was even worse because the person that got in the car after I fucked the car up crashed it even worse. So that was a double whammy for the night. But let that be, like a PSA for everybody to not drink and drive.
Yes.
Do your drinking with a designated driver, like Johnny said, call an Uber or Lyft or something like that.
There's no
so everybody
excuse.
can make it home safely.
No excuse. So until then, we will see you guys in January. Romero, it's been a pleasure. This has been fun.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait.
Every time, bro.
Yep. Can't wait to do it again in January.
Oh, we got to do that in January or whenever next year in general. We do have to jump on that like top 5 or top 10 double features.
Yes.
We got it. We got to do that. Yeah. We got to do that shit. Yeah. I'll probably start outlining that this weekend for real, just to have it in the tuck.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can do that in January. Okay. We'll talk about it sometime this weekend, or actually after the holidays. we'll touch down and plan out January and February.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll figure the shit out,
All right,
bro.
man. Well, till then, you have a good night. I'll see you guys
All
next
right, bro.
time.